Hello, good evening. Okay. Welcome to another what promises to be a very interesting edition of Good Evening Ghana. Now, this program has been running for that long, and tonight we're going to have a very different kind of Good Evening Ghana. Black Rasta is in the studio, and he's been dying to ask questions of me and my work, and why do I do touch screen, and why do I do that, and that, and that, and that, and that, and that. So today, we oblige. He's going to come to the studio. He's promoting his song, and whilst he promotes his song, we'll talk about Ghana. You know, him and I share a few things together. We are all passionate about Ghana, and everyone is. But Black Rasta and I have used our platforms to talk about Ghana and why people should do things they have to do and why people shouldn't do some of the things they have to do. Some of the points we disagree on, some of them we agree on. And you just heard him talk about the OSP, a matter that I have been raising as well. So tonight, it will be a good opportunity for you viewers to sort of sit back and watch and see how I deal with the questions that Black Rasta has for me, and see how he deals with the questions that I have for him. And frank, honest, no holds barred discussion. No matter whose ox is God, we're going to deal with it. And that's it. We're just waiting for him to come into the studio. He'll sit down. Then I go on the touch screen, do a few things. We'll take a break, and then we'll come and sit down and have a long interview. Okay, all right. Yeah, that's Black Rasta on our screen, man. Black Rasta. What is he looking for? Oh, he wants it's a signature, something you have to hold there.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. The makeup artist said you don't want makeup.
Yeah, I'm cool.
You don't do makeup.
Yes.
I played the song because the last time you were in Good Evening Ghana, it was about this song.
Yes.
And that was in 2009, I believe.
I remember.
When Obama was here.
Yes.
How are you doing?
Well, I'm doing so good. Thank you so much.
I have just 3 stories to do. I'm doing a story on one of your guys. He was on Onia TV.
Yes.
And he insulted me, Poto. So I just want people to hear it.
Oh, wow.
And then I'll beg him. So next time I won't do the things that he says I did. And then the next time, and then we'll talk about the Attorney General who was bold enough to ask the court that whatever you are doing in this case, show it on TV.
Wow.
And I'm going to congratulate him for that. So that's why yesterday the court case was on TV. He said, I don't want to go to court. He told Joy FM, I don't want to go to court and be misquoted. And I don't want them to say something I haven't said. And I know how this terrain is, this election year. Please put it on TV. Let everybody see what we are doing in the court. Let everybody hear everything. And I'm going to commend him for that. And then I don't know whether you like football, but yesterday, big deal. Real Madrid and Barcelona. Real Madrid and Bayern Munich. Yeah, so my sports reporter will give us a report. Then after that, they will put a chair here. This one will be in the middle. Put another chair here. Me and you will just clash.
Beautiful.
All right.
Nice one. Yeah.
Okay, so let's get on the touch screen. This is my man now. This guy, viewers, Charlie, this guy, he was on Onua TV with my friend Captain Smart. He said, I've done something. Please, play the video. Let's deal with it. It's just 2 minutes long. Play the video.
He's not my friend.
He's your friend.
He's not my friend.
He told you are wearing glasses. You stop wearing the glasses. Why? And you have people, stomach journalists, like your friend, Paul Adam Ocho.
He's not my friend.
Defending this government.
He's not my friend.
He's your friend.
He's not my friend.
He told you are wearing glasses. You stop wearing the glasses. Why?
No, I haven't stopped.
You have to wait.
No, I haven't.
Because that guy is the most useless journalist I've ever seen. That guy, if it's not because of MPP, you are not even ashamed. Terminal 3 was built by who? GM. And you are then now the board chairman. Your wife, a bank, Axim Bank, she's the deputy CEO. Is something completed by who? JM. And you are not ashamed. And you come on TV. I don't know who gave him that platform. Who gave him that platform? You come and say useless analysis, touch screen, like they brought touch screen analysis to Ghana. It's not about touch screen analysis. It's about being intelligent. It's about making good analysis. It's not about I have touch screen. And then you mix up bogus. That's it. That guy doesn't have a producer. Because some of the analysis are like, okay, so this man is working with a team of people. And they allow him to come and play comedy. Like, for me, he's a total comedian for me. I look at him and laugh. Because it's like this guy, he lives on a different planet somewhere. He has to thank JM. He has to thank JM. Without JM, he will not be a board chairman at the airport. If it's not because of JM, the wife will not be working at Axim Bank. So he had to, every morning when he wake up, he say, JM, I thank you for giving us food to eat this morning. And because of corruption today.
Please, JM, I thank you for giving us food to eat this morning. Please, if you know him, tell him that I beg. If I've done anything wrong, I will correct it. The touch screen, if he wants us to stop, we will stop. No problem. Maybe he doesn't like the touch screen. Please, I don't. If you know his name, just text it to us. Boss, I beg you, why? Is there a problem? I am sorry, boss. The touch screen will stop. We won't do it again. But let's just get a few things right. So he said that, and please get ready and get me the airport video. He said some Terminal 3 has happened and I've been appointed on the board. Please explain to him that board members are not appointed for Terminal 3 or any terminal. They are appointed for the Ghana Airports Company. It's a big company. It has airports across. It has airstrip in Y. It has many things. Before Terminal 3, there was a board. There's an airport board. There will be airport boards all the time. So please correct him. The appointments as airport chairman, it's not for Terminal 3. We are not appointed as directors of the Ghana Airport for Terminal 3. It's not like that. So that's the first correction I'll make. Whilst I do that, I'll come to him just a minute. But whilst I do that, my producer seems to be reminding me that let me put these photographs on the phone. I'm delighted to report that tomorrow, as part of the Asante Hine's 25th anniversary, His Excellency the President will be in Kumasi to commission the new Kumasi International Airport. I've been there most of the time this week. I'll be there tomorrow morning as well. So these are the photographs, if viewers can see it. I think that they took it with the phone, so it's not... yes, put it on the TV live. Let's see the next one and the next one and the next one. Yeah, so this is the preparation for tomorrow's big launch at the Kumasi International Airport. And we don't appoint a board for the Kumasi terminal. No, the board is appointed for everything. Okay, thank you very much. Please get me the guy back on the screen. So I was watching it. People were sending it to me. Please, so those who know his name, please tell him that he's on TV with us. We are apologizing for doing touchscreen. We won't do that again. We are very sorry. And also inform him that he said, if not for NPP, something, please inform him that Good Evening Ghana started in March 2001. It's been running that long. I mean, it's one of the longest sustained television programs apart from Talking Point. The only real father that we can think about is Talking Point. That was the only one that was there when we came in. We have been there throughout. Talking Point has been there from the 70s, as you know, late 70s throughout the 80s and all that, by different hosts. So we have been doing that with the help of our viewers for that long. So it's not a new phenomenon. Maybe, I don't know how old he is, maybe he's young and he doesn't know, so he thinks that the program just came yesterday. And then he says touchscreen has done something. He said something is not intelligent or something. I don't understand. But anyway, the part that I enjoyed was when he told Captain Smart, please play the part. The longer version of the you don't wear it, you wear it, the longer version. Please play it.
He's not my friend.
He's your friend.
He's not my friend.
He told you you are wearing glasses. You stop wearing the glasses.
No, I haven't stopped.
You have to wait.
No.
Because that guy is the most useless journalist.
No, that's the part I like the most. He's your friend. Captain Smart said he's not my friend. He said he told you to stop wearing glasses. Now, this guy is very nice to us because this is the story. This guy is very, very nice to us. For him to know that I have said on this program that Captain Smart wears black spectacles in the morning, it means he's an ardent viewer of Good Evening Ghana. Boss, thank you for your patronage. The guy has been watching our program. Because when the video came, I was sitting with my mother this morning and I sent it to her. She was unaware. My mother was unaware that I had said somebody. She was telling me that, now also, Obi shared the space in the program and also found home. I didn't know. My mother was querying me. And so I put my hands, I said, oh man. They said, no, yes, sir. Obi shared the space, I found home. Because I saw they said, another bed, I said, Obi shared space. And then the nurse with my mother said, oh, he's been saying that. So my mother doesn't know that I have said Captain Smart should. And my mother is one of my biggest supporters. Of course, she queries me all the time, but she's my biggest supporter. This guy knows, he's aware that I have said on this show that Captain Smart shouldn't wear. Then he's a big viewer of Good Evening Ghana. He watches Good Evening Ghana so much. Thank you, sir. Thank you for watching. But then he says that when he's watching, it's only the entertainment he understands. That's the part that I'm sorry about. Boss, we do entertain because when you are doing television, it's to inform, educate, and entertain. So we try to play all those roles. But we also say a lot of things. I don't know whether that one, he doesn't understand it. Or he doesn't wait for that one. I don't know. Please play the thing again. Here in Captain Smart, the same one, the long version. He's your friend. He's not my friend. Please play it again.
He's not my friend.
He's your friend.
He's not my friend.
He told you are wearing glasses. You stop wearing the glasses.
No, I haven't stopped.
You have to wait.
No.
Because that guy is the most useless journalist I've ever seen.
He said that. He told you. Captain Smart said, I haven't stopped. At that moment, Captain Smart wasn't wearing it, but he says, I haven't stopped. The guy said, he told you not to wear the thing, and then you have stopped. He said, I haven't stopped. I said, that guy is the most useless journalist. But the guy is watching our show, man. Thank you, boss. Guys, I'm sure he's watching now. Every day he's watching. He's watching. Please, now give me the shorter version. That's a nicer one, the shorter one. Please give it to me.
He told you you are wearing glasses. You stop wearing the glasses.
No, I haven't stopped.
You have to wait.
No, I haven't.
Because that guy is the most useless journalist I've ever seen. He told you you are wearing glasses. You stop wearing the glasses.
No, I haven't stopped.
You have to wait.
No, I haven't.
Because that guy is the most useless journalist I've ever seen. He told you you are wearing glasses. You stop wearing the glasses.
No, I haven't stopped.
You have to wait.
Sometimes is the problem. A guy is a useless journalist, yes, but he doesn't say any reason why the guy is a useless journalist. He's a useless journalist because he published the story, it was wrong. He's a useless journalist because he doesn't say anything. He says on TV, guy, a useless journalist. He told you to stop wearing the glasses and then you have stopped. Captain Smart said, I haven't stopped. But at that moment, he's not Captain Smart. Please stop. We want to look at your face. You're a nice guy. We want to see your face. You're a nice guy. You don't have to be covering your face with black spectacles, 6:45 in the morning. We are watching on your TV, black spectacles. That's what I told him. And this guy observed that Captain Smart has stopped. So we are going to take a vote of 3 people, me, Paul Adomoshe, and this guy and Captain Smart. We are voting. Has Captain Smart stopped wearing the glasses after he said he should stop? Yes, he has stopped. You two say yes. Captain Smart say no. So Captain Smart has stopped. 2 against 1. We have won. But this guy is a big viewer of this show. And viewers, we love people who watch the show. We love them. The guy knows every detail about the show. Then he says some task analysis is useless, blah, blah, blah. Okay, all that is fine. Then we are now going to congratulate him for working hard. He says he's a very hard-working man. And because he's hard-working, he doesn't respect people who have car and bag. He said bag. I didn't understand it. Please play that one. The one that he said he's very hardworking and he doesn't respect somebody. Please play it.
These stomach journalists, because they get some small money and they start buying flashy car, flashy luxury bags and stuff, they think they have a right. That is stolen money. For somebody like me, I've worked hard and I've earned every penny of my money. That's why I have no respect for some of the ministers.
Please play it again. We want to understand. Say he has no respect for some of the ministers. Please play it again. Say he work hard, some luxury car. Please play it again.
These stomach journalists, because they get some small money and they start buying flashy car, flashy luxury bags and stuff, they think they have a right. That is stolen money. For somebody like me, I've worked hard and I've earned every penny of my money. That's why I have no respect for some of the ministers.
Boss, God bless your hard work. Thank you very much. He says he's worked hard, but he's talking the bag part. I didn't understand. I don't know. This is the only bag I have. Is it this one? That's a luxury bag? This one. I've been carrying it. I don't know whether it's this bag he's talking about. This is the bag, please. It's nice though, but I don't know whether it's luxury or. And I like browns, you know. So it's brown like that. It's beautiful. I hold it like this, then I'm feeling good, and yeah, that kind of thing. Please, this is what it doesn't cost anything, Baba. So if you work hard, you've got your money. God bless you. God bless you for we want all Ghanaians to work hard. But you come and sit on TV and say some people are bought luxury cars. You don't respect them. Somebody is stomach journalist. You don't respect him. What does it mean? Which stomach did he journalist, or which journalist did he stomach? What does that? You don't say what it is. You say that he is working very hard. Yes, God bless him for that. But see, viewers, this is what we go through all the time. Black Rasta is here. We're going to have a chat. This is what we go through all the time. I'm sitting somewhere. People are sending me, as they say, people are sending me the video. Some guy says that, he said the task analysis is not intelligent. But he doesn't say anything about the part of the analysis that's not intelligent. I think that he doesn't understand it. Because the only thing he was talking about was the black spectacles. That's what he remembers. But that's a peripheral story. That's not even a main story. I was just joking here in this studio. I said, Captain Smart, you are talking about me. You come and sit in the studio with your black spectacles early in the morning. And then Captain Smart listened to my advice. He took it off. And the guy is telling him that you have to wear it. Don't take it off. Wear it. Please play the last one for me. The spectacles one, the shortest one. The short one of the spectacles. That one. Let's see it.
He told you are wearing glasses. You stop wearing the glasses.
No, I haven't stopped.
You have to wait.
No, I haven't.
Because that guy is the most useless journalist I've ever seen. He told you are wearing glasses. You stop wearing the glasses.
No, I haven't stopped.
You have to wait.
No, I haven't.
Because that guy is the most useless journalist I've ever seen.
You have to wear the glasses or you have to stop. You have to decide what you are doing. Boss, we beg, we are sorry. Touchscreen, we won't do it again. What else does he want? Airport board, we won't do it again. Which other one does he want? So that he'll be happy. Go and teach us how to work hard, so that we'll all be like you. If you ask for this bag, please Please don't talk about it because it's nothing. Can I put the bag down? Okay. Hey! So many. Anyway, it's 9:30 now. Let's go to talk about Attorney General. Let me congratulate the Honorable Godfrey Adame for something that he did that was significant. Yesterday, we all woke up to find that our television screens from TV3, Metro TV, everybody was transmitting live coverage of the court case involving the Mr. Richard Sky, journalist who is applying to the Supreme Court about the LGBT bill. You know, the LGBT bill has so many controversies around it. The parliament passed the bill. It's supposed to be transmitted to the president. A letter came from the president that please don't transmit because it's a Supreme Court matter. Mr. Speaker doesn't accept that. Why shouldn't he transmit? Some people agree with Speaker. Some people also say, Mr. Speaker, do transmit to the president. And if the president doesn't sign, the Constitution tells you what to do. 2/3 of parliament must pass it, and it is passed. The president signing or not signing is not the beginning and end of the bill. The law is that when parliament agrees on something, they send it to the president. If the president says he will not sign, he sends it to parliament with his reasons. Parliament brings the bill back to the House and say, look, His Excellency the President says he won't sign. The Constitution has given us the power as the representative of the people. If we can show a 75% voting, that bill is passed. Without the President, it will be passed. So that's the process. Now, the bill was passed by all members of Parliament, it appears. So it shouldn't be complicated to secure 75%. That's the view of some. That, Mr. Speaker, forget about this matter. Send it to the President. Let him say he won't sign. Come to the House and vote. Then other people said, no, you can't do that. You have to respect the court process. Once a court process has started, you have to stop it. So all of that is going on in the court, and the case was called for yesterday. The Attorney General has told Joy FM after the fact in his interview that he made this application quietly, soberly, because he knew how this was going to go. He has seen some of in his own words, he said he has suffered a lot of misquotations from court, and he doesn't want other lawyers to go through the same thing, and even the bench. He doesn't want the matter to be left to journalists to report every 6 o'clock and say this happened, that happened, this happened. For that reason, he wrote a letter to the Lord Chief Justice. Madam, let us put this on TV. Let everybody see. We have nothing to hide. This is the letter that the Learned Attorney General sent to the court. He wrote to Her Ladyship, the Chief Justice, Judicial Service, and he said, recommendation, full media coverage of cases concerning the Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill 2024. Respectfully, said the Attorney General, in view of the public interest in the cases concerning the Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill 2024, I would like to recommend that the media, including radio and television, be given full access to the relevant courts to undertake a coverage of all proceedings in those cases concerning the bill. The cases under reference are as follows. Supreme Court 1, Dr. Amanda Odoi versus the Speaker of Parliament and another, suit number so-so-and-so. Number 2, Richard Delasky versus the Parliament of Ghana and another, suit number so-so-and-so. High Court, Mr. Paul Boama Sefa versus the Speaker, Parliament and another, and Dr. Prince Obri Koran versus the Attorney General, suit number so-so-and-so. He continues and said, it is my respectful view that the transparency to be engendered by a coverage of the proceedings will be in the best interest of the administration of justice. Please accept my warm compliment. Yours faithfully, Godfrey Adame. And you see, when men are faithful to their work, you can see it. He says, I'm going to court. I have nothing to hide. Please put it on TV. Because he's going to make his arguments in court, whether it's for the bill or against the bill or for the process or against the bill. He's going to make those arguments in court. He wants the whole world to hear. The Speaker has been sued, and as you saw on television, Mr. Tadeo Osori represents the Speaker, and Richard Delasky has a matter. 5 judges are there. Fortunately for us, the Chief Justice is chairing. So we would also hear from her what she also thinks about this bill. I think that Godfrey Adame ought to be congratulated for being an Attorney General to take this initiative and tell the Lord Chief Justice that please, let's put this on TV. So for the next few months, we are all going to be seeing what is happening in court. It will be clear. Nobody can take political advantage of anything. Nobody can take political disadvantage of anything. Everything will be clear. Okay, so that's congratulations to the Attorney General, Godfrey Adame, and I'm hoping that the media will applaud him for that. I heard Joy FM being excited about that matter. Okay, Andy is going to come in, last one, and then, unless Black Rasta has something to say for now. No. Nothing yet, when we sit down. Yes, okay. Andy is going to come in now and give us the sports, yeah? So, have you been mic'd? I don't see a mic on. Oh, you have. Okay, all right. So was that an offside, the Bayern Munich goal?
That was not an offside.
But is it true that the linesman has apologized?
That was to De Ligt, the centre-back of Bayern Munich. He is claiming the
line apologized to him?
Yes, to him.
Personally? Has the linesman been asked about it?
No.
Wow.
There has to be an inquiry into it.
But on the game overall, it looked to me like Real Madrid deserves to qualify.
Yes, they deserve to qualify, but the circumstances in which they qualified, that's the problem.
But they had a goal disallowed. You know, their
Yes,
first goal was disallowed. And then they scored a good fair equalizer, the one the goalkeeper spilled it.
Yes.
Then the second goal, was that an offside?
That was an offside.
How do you know?
So let's go to it. So in the cases of offside, they check where the player who assisted was first. But in this case, they were checking the goal scorer. The goal scorer
the offside was against Rudiger.
was against Rudiger.
Oh, Rudiger was offside.
He was offside in the build-up.
Oh,
Let's
was
go
he?
to the police. So this was the Bayern goal. Let's go to the Real Madrid goal. This was the disallowed goal.
Disallowed goal, yeah. I think this is obvious, yeah.
So look at Rudiger. In this play, look.
Where's Rudiger?
Rudiger is here.
Is he offside?
He's offside. If they drew the line, Bein Sports drew the line this early morning.
But yesterday they didn't draw the line.
They checked nothing.
So this is the last defender.
The last defender.
And you were saying that if you draw a line this way, Rudiger is beyond him.
Yes, from this leg, it's beyond him, and that's the goal scorer.
Now the goal scorer, fine, is not part of the action at this stage. So the ball is on his way to Rudiger.
Yes.
Rudiger is offside.
He's offside.
And he supplied it for the goal scorer.
Yes.
Who was also offside.
Offside.
Hey.
Are
you sure?
Yes. So in these cases, there was supposed to be a VAR check.
Yes.
On who? The assister, not even the goal scorer.
But the VAR didn't check.
The VAR didn't check. It was just
the referee was
yes, but he has to go and check on field. The referee has the discretion to go and check on field if he's not understanding.
We just
what
didn't see the green and red lines.
Yes. That was the. If it was EPO, they would have drawn the lines and would have seen one or two things. But he should have gone to check the screen for the benefit of the doubt. Because look at the time, 91st minute.
Yeah, it's crucial.
Very crucial. He should have gone to check.
He was already in extra time.
Yes, already in extra time. So that was very serious.
So when the goal was first scored, what was the on-field decision? Goal or no goal?
It was a goal.
On-field was a goal.
Yeah.
So why did he have to? He was listening to the VAR.
Yes.
And they confirmed his decision.
That was a goal.
And they didn't show us how they came
no
to the
line,
conclusion.
nothing.
So Bayern were cheated?
Yeah. So
is that the view of the European media this morning?
Thomas Muller himself has said it several times. So he said this happened a lot of times here in Madrid. He has played there thrice and he has been cheated thrice. I think 5 or 6 or 7 years ago with 2 goals from Cristiano Ronaldo. So let's go. This was 2017. In the same semi-finals against Bayern Munich.
Okay.
At the Bernabeu. So Ronaldo, here's Ronaldo.
Here?
Yes, that is Ronaldo. He scored from here.
At the time the ball was kicked?
Yes.
He's offside?
He's offside. And they took the goal. And this was the second goal. Very, very shocking. He was way offside. He was in, and this was Marcelo. So Marcelo was onside. And then
Marcelo ran from behind to get here.
Yes.
And but at the time the ball was to be kicked to him, he was already offside. And he scored.
And there was no VAR, there was nothing at that time. So they took it. So I understand where he comes from. He has been cheated thrice at Bernabeu. And it's not just Thomas Muller. Last 2 seasons, when Man City bottled it at Bernabeu, they complained. Last 3 seasons, when Chelsea bottled it, they complained. It has been happening. You understand? So it's been like a scheme of things that is happening, and people are not trying to give Carlo Ancelotti and the players their flowers, but I feel they really did well yesterday. 8 shots, 2 on target. They really did well.
The first half, they played well.
Vinicius Junior. So people are pushing for Ballon d'Or push right now. So this is our friend Bellingham. Just last year, he was at Dortmund. He bottled the league on the last day, and this season, he's going to face Dortmund again.
Oh, Dortmund didn't win the league in Germany last season.
Last season.
They bottled the They were second.
They were second. Yes.
Okay.
So they bottled it last season, and then he's going to face his old team. So yes, let's talk about one thing here. He's facing his former club, that's Dortmund, and this is his new club, that's Madrid, and he'll be playing at Wembley at his own home stadium.
At the home stadium of his national team.
Yes. So let's talk about
Is he on his way to Manchester United though?
It will be very difficult. Very difficult. So Garnacho yesterday tweeted that's the best player in the world. And he even made his little kid wear his jersey. And people are pushing for Vinicius Junior right after yesterday's performance and even last week's performance. He won the man of the match for those 2 matches against Bayern Munich. And people are pushing for a Ballon d'Or push.
A Ballon d'Or for him? How old is he?
He's just 24.
Who are the other contestants for the Ballon d'Or?
Harry Kane and Mbappe.
What about Haaland didn't make it to the Champions League final?
No.
Mbappe didn't make it to the Champions League final either. Has Mbappe won the Ballon d'Or though?
No. The funny thing is, we shouldn't discount Lionel Messi. That guy.
Oh, for this year's
Ballon d'Or. They have a Copa
America
to play in July. And obviously, Argentina can win. When they win, you know the PR for Messi is too much. So let's not forget the man. Let's not forget him.
How old is Messi these days?
Oh, Messi is now 38. Yes. Ronaldo is nearing 40. So, so these guys, these 4 guys, Nacho, Carvajal, and also Modric, and also Cruz, if they win on on 1st June, they would equal a record set by Paulo Gento in the 60s. 6 Champions League trophies. 6
For Luka Modric?
For Luka Modric.
Since he left Tottenham?
Yes.
He's won the Champions League 6 times.
It will be a 6th time. So he has won it 5 times.
All he wins.
Yes. So since he left Tottenham.
He left Tottenham a long time
Just
ago.
11 years ago. Just 11 years ago.
Oh, he left Tottenham 11 years ago?
He has won 25 trophies since that time.
Since he left Tottenham, it's already 11 years?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
When did Alex Ferguson leave Man United? Is it 10 years?
Yes, about 11 years.
So it's also
the
10
same,
years?
yeah, the same. Yeah. So
wow,
that's it.
time flies, isn't it?
So the players that have played for
Rudiger was in Dortmund as well.
The Dortmund was his parents' club, so he left in 2011 to go and play for Stuttgart.
Okay.
Yeah, and he went to Roma, and then came to Chelsea, and we saw what happened. The teams that have beaten Madrid in the past 10 years: Juventus, Ajax in 2019.
In the final?
No. They eliminated them.
Champions
Yes.
League, okay.
Man City in 2020, Chelsea in 2021, and Man City again. So it's Man City appearing 2 times here. Let's talk about Dortmund. So we see our friend Klopp here.
Yeah.
These are the 3 managers that have qualified Dortmund to the final. That's Otmar Hitzfeld in 97, and also Klopp in 2013, and also the new coach Terzic in 2024. So let's go. Harry Kane case. This case, I'm asking you, is it actually real?
Which one?
The Harry Kane case.
The trophy?
The trophy.
So England should be worried about him for the Euros?
Bayern had won the league.
Should they give the captaincy to Jude Bellingham instead?
Oh, no.
Or Declan Rice or something like that?
Oh, no. So I feel the case is actually real. And then, you remember Sanchez?
Jadon Sancho, great story. Rejected by a coach. Find yourself in the Champions League final. Go back to your old club.
Let's move to our friends.
Sunday.
It
will be piping.
Wow, 3:30
at the Old Trafford.
Yes, 3:30.
Big deal.
Yes, and then this is Arsenal's.
Arsene Wenger Arteta prevail?
The
bookmakers make him 60%.
Well, he has to.
Win.
He has to. This is the only chance.
Arsenal, even the draw is not good.
No, if they draw, they're out. Because Man City won't drop points.
So, but if Arsenal get beaten, it means Man City can win the title at Spurs Stadium
on Tuesday. And that's it.
They beat them.
So this is their record.
They'll be 5 points clear going to the last day, and that's a victory.
This is their record at Old Trafford. Since 2006, they have won only twice. So that was 2006. Yeah, 2006 and 2020. It's so bad.
But the Manchester United dressing room is in turmoil.
Yeah.
So if that's not repaired, then Arsenal will win.
They have to.
But if that is repaired, the United have enough quality to win the game.
Oh yes, Rashford and also Martinez, the centre back.
They are returning.
Varane is also returning. So this was the last time Arsenal won the league at Old Trafford. That was in 2002. 2002. Yeah. No. That was 2004. But like the last time they came to Old Trafford to win.
Okay.
That was 2002.
The Invincibles got beaten on their 50th game.
Yes.
They had won for 49 unbeaten, and United beat them.
Yes.
Rooney scored twice. I remember that game.
So this is Klopp, and then his Dortmund team. Marco Reus, there's also a story about him. He's leaving at the end of the season, and he has been a loyal servant to the club.
Dortmund.
Yeah, Dortmund, and this will be his last game. Yes.
How old is he?
He's around 33 now.
Okay.
So this was the last time they played in the final. And our friend Robin, you remember that goal?
And Robin,
yeah.
It
was a very poetic goal. The defender had to kneel down and watch him score that last minute goal. Very, very, very good player. And yeah, before that, we saw some. I'm asking you, which career would you want? Harry Kane or a career of Vardy with trophies?
A career of?
Jamie Vardy with trophies.
What trophy has Jamie Vardy got? The
Premier League. He has won the FA Cup.
Yes. That's very interesting.
Yes. Which career, if you are a footballer?
Harry Kane has still not won no Carling Cup.
Not even a temple.
FA Cup.
Not even a temple.
0 trophy.
Nothing.
Are you serious?
Nothing.
With everything that
with Leicester City, he has won the Premier League and the FA Cup.
Oh, Leicester City won the FA Cup?
Yeah, recently. 2021, yeah, they beat Chelsea.
Oh, so Jamie Vardy has 2 trophies. Harry Kane has 0. Which career will I want? I want Harry Kane.
With the goals.
I want Harry
and
Kane.
No trophy.
The goals, the image, the England captain, the fans, and all that. I still want Harry Kane. But congratulations to Jamie Vardy. It's a very interesting,
very interesting
statistical record.
And they are back to the Premier League again.
They won.
Together with Ipswich.
I saw the Ipswich one. A lot of celebrations.
So yeah, this was the Dortmund coach supporting the team in 2012, and now he's sending the team to the final. So you should never give up as a player. And then before that, today the nominees for the player of the season and the young player of the season came, and also our friend Saka and also Cole Palmer have been nominated as young player and also player of the year. Young player and also player of the year.
Cole Palmer?
Cole Palmer is around 22 years. Saka is 24.
These guys are doing well,
So yeah, it's in front. Sorry though. So he's here. So we have the manager of the season. So we have Arteta, Unai Emery with Aston Villa, very, very good season with Aston Villa. They are 4th. Pep Guardiola, Andoni Iraola, Bournemouth, very good. They are 8th.
I think I'll give it to Unai Emery.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm looking at it in terms of how much resources you have and what you produce. If you look at the resources that Aston Villa have, player resources, financial resources, and what he's been able to do, he's the only club that have beaten Arsenal twice.
And then David went to
Arsenal have been the club to beat this season, and he's beaten them twice. I think it goes to.
And he qualified them to the Conference League semi-finals.
Yes.
Yeah,
But is he going to be 4? Is he going to be top 4?
Yes.
The way Tottenham is playing, most likely. Yeah.
And also, this is the young player of the season, the contenders: Foden, Haaland, Isak, our Eritrean brother, Isak, Kobe Menu.
Kobe Menu came a bit late.
Yes.
Otherwise, sorry, I would have just gone for Kobe Menu. So in the circumstances, I have to painfully say Phil Foden.
Yes, Phil Foden.
Phil Foden has been doing very well this season.
And then finally, the player of the season, Phil Foden
the big
again,
one.
Erling Haaland, Isak. So this was the young player
of the season.
The player of the season. So it was Haaland, Foden, Saka, Cole Palmer, and also Isak, and also Watkins. So these were
the football of the year.
Yeah, the football of the year.
Cole Palmer.
Wow.
20 goals he scored.
Yes, 20
with Chelsea.
Yeah, 21. So 21 and 9 assists.
Whenever Chelsea showed up in big games, it was him. And the Man City 4-4 was him. The last time they played, it was him. The United was him. So, and when he's not there, you can feel it. And how old is he?
Oh, he's just 21.
21-year-old boy holding a team. He doesn't even have shoulders to hold a team on. He's done so well. I think Cole Palmer deserves it. But in terms of quality of player, maybe not. But in terms of what he's been able to achieve, Bukayo Saka also comes to mind. If Arsenal were to win the title, I think he's the best player in the Arsenal team. It's going to be a competition between him and Declan Rice. But in terms of effectiveness and what he's been able to do, and just the sheer spirit of getting those great goals, I think Bukayo Saka is just one step ahead of Declan Rice.
Goals and assists this season.
That's not bad. Who is this player?
Destiny Udogie plays for Spurs. He's a right back. That was.
Why is Saliba there though?
So the rule is you have to be 23 before the season starts, and he was 23 before the season started. You are seeing Foden here. Foden has been a young player since he came to City in 2018. People are actually thinking he's 27, 28. He's still 24. Okay. So the rule is you have to be 23 when the season starts. So the season started on August 11th, 2023, and he was 23 years. Okay, so he qualified for it. Yes.
And Kobe is how old?
18 years.
I think his season is coming.
Next season.
If United are able to get a central midfield defender that can assist him, cast in the mode of Casemiro, a younger Casemiro, some great footballer like that, they should go to Dortmund and get somebody to partner Kobe Menu, and they can get some new striker in and keep Garnacho. And if they get Vinicius Jr. and they have Zinedine Zidane on the bench, I'm sure that United will come good next season. Anyway, we have to leave it here because we have Black Rasta in the studio. Okay, so we are done. We're taking a break. When we come back, we have a full interview with the Black Rasta. We'll be right back. Yes. Okay, welcome back to the show. We changed the set because Black Rasta is very special. So we redesigned the set for him. He's joining me shortly. Now, though, let's take the text messages from our first part of the show. Fatih, what are people saying?
All right, this is coming from Derek Ofe Jr. and he says, Dodo Eni Sadie, also Ntakrache, translated as many are the haters of he who is crowned with a feathered cap. Gafa, what you do every Tuesday and Thursdays night has the most significant effect on some of us. You sit in a small studio in Accra and reach millions across the world with unparalleled delivery. Of course, you would draw hate. It means you are doing something great for all sakes. Please keep going on. Nothing, not even the wanton vilification from these ilks, will be able to do you in. You carry too much grace because your way is true. Carry on, mighty Paul, and Godspeed, Janu. Now, coming from Nana Kwame Osei Boateng says, correction, Rudiger was checked for offside first before the check on the Joselu. Also coming from Abuchi says, Rudiger was never offside. Joselu was not ahead of the ball, hence onside. And also coming from Eric says, who drew the line he's showing? This is all propaganda against Madrid. Bayern coach made a terrible decision by taking off his best attackers with 5 minutes and a possible 90 minutes extra time. He's trying to shift the blame. And lastly, coming from Kweku Mensah, he says the on-field decision for the second Madrid goal was ruled off before the VRA checks. Your sportsman should recheck. What do you have for us?
So we have, excuse me, Adam Alhaj Jabril saying, hey, Black Rasta, let me tell you something you didn't know. I remember when I was in JHS1, I used to go to school with the radio. And the moment you start your program at 10 a.m., by then you were at Happy FM, I will go to the bush and listen to you. We have Benjamin saying, Black Rasta original Salaga soldier, no bullet ever penetrates. And also from Shadrach, please play the Barack Obama song by Black Rasta. Ella?
All right, so there seems to be a lot of discussion about whether or not there was an offside from Riga for the last game. There's a lot of conversations about it, and we are being asked to reach it, so we'll do just that. He says that, Paul, you're a journalist I admire a lot. Whether you agree with others on issues or not, you still share your ideas together. This is what we like. This is what we like. Journalism is about. This is what we think journalism is about, not what they do at other shows. This one is from Salifu. He says, Paul, a wise man does not respond to people with dust brain. Just listen and ignore him. His comments depict pure hatred and jealousy, nothing else. You are the best journalist among others. Keep up the good work. All right, so this is also about your bag. This is from Kojo. He says, this is from Kojo. He says, dear Mr. Paul, please, what is the brand of your bag? The guy says it's expensive. Are you sure it is not Gucci? This one is from Seidu. Good evening, Mr. Paul. I am watching you live from Eastern region of Ghana. Your deep analysis always keeps me watching this program all the time. Keep up the good work as always. Paul, back to you.
Oh, we're done?
Yes.
Okay. So we are ready for our big interview, aren't we? Black Rasta has some major songs, and we're going to be talking about the Sodom and Gomorrah, My Dear Ghana, and Thief President. You know Black Rasta gets controversial. Anyway, please, everybody rise up. Black Rasta is coming to take his seat. Black Rasta, please take your seat now for the interview. Then we will do the songs first. Yeah, all the way that way. Yeah. Oh, no, I didn't mean it. Oh, please sit down. Oh, he's not like that. Oh, Black Rasta is not like that. He's a brother. He's not like that.
Thank you.
But I just want you to start with something you said on radio that shocked me about Reverend Owusu Bempah.
Yeah.
Is it true?
Yes.
That he was working in Tamale?
No, he was actually my mate at Tia Ahmadiyya Secondary School, Kumasi.
In
Kumasi.
And he was doing what?
Reverend Ajana Sari started in Tamale. I was a little boy running around his church.
Yeah, I know Ajana Sari. Yes. Yes. But he said he saw Owusu Bempah sort of preaching at that age, doing those things.
Yes. In fact, he was even lighter than this. Every second he was speaking in tongues. You know, he wasn't speaking to people who were not, belonging to his religion at the time. Yeah, so
he remembers you from Tia Ahmadiyya?
Yes, he does. I mean, we used to call him Libya. I mean, he was a
Is it true he played football?
Yes.
Oh, that's what you were saying.
Yeah, he played for Cornerstones at the time.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, he also ran for the school. He was a great footballer. We loved him.
You have information.
Yeah, he didn't like school at all. But
and he was just doing the tongues thing.
Yeah, he was doing the thing. He was also, running for the school, playing football for the school, and that was all he was interested in, basically.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Let's start with Sodom and Gomorrah.
Yes.
What's that song about?
Let the fire come, Oja, Kokono. Fire, fire, fire. Let the fire come. And Sodom and Gomorrah. But listen to the first verse. It says, bring down the fire, Jehovah. We need the fire, oh Jaja. Burn down the system, burn down the state. Punish the leader, them. So many church yet sinner increase. Roman father in a pedophilia. We no have no love now, it's man to man. Too much wickedness, so what? So let the fire come, Oja, Kokono. Fire, fire, fire. Let the fire come. And Sodom and Gomorrah. That is the song
Wow, that's nice.
And
let Jah fire come on Sodom and Gomorrah.
Yes, I'm calling for the fire of the Almighty Father now. Like
who is Sodom and Gomorrah though? Is it Ghana?
No, Sodom and Gomorrah actually were two cities, in the biblical days.
We know that one, but what is it representing in this song?
Yes, it's anywhere in Africa and beyond where people are very dirty, where people are not ready to be human. They are callous, they are bloodthirsty, they are murderous. These are the people I'm calling the fire of the Almighty upon. Yes, of course, we have such characteristics in Ghana. See, we have fathers who are sleeping with their own daughters. That is incest. We are calling on the fire on them. We have corrupt politicians, and we are calling fire on these people. At the same time, we are calling the same fire. Fire stands for purification. When it lands,
is that a video? Purifies. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Why did you shoot this video, Black Rasta? It looks very good.
This was shot at the Great Anakazo, right there inside Eburi. That's where we shot it. We wanted something that looked like Israel. We wanted something that looked like, what's the name? Sodom and Gomorrah. And we found that we could do it over there. Yes.
Oh, that's nice.
Yes, so that's where we shot it. And I love this video.
Sodom and Gomorrah.
Sodom and Gomorrah, yes.
Let's talk about My Dear Ghana.
My Dear Ghana. And this is my Gold Coast, now called Ghana. Gateway to Africa, gateway to the world. My dear Ghana, sweet, sweet Ghana, set her free, free from the vulture. Ghana, oh Ghana, Kwame Nkrumah Ghana. Ghana, oh Ghana, Black Star Line. Ghana, oh Ghana, Dinga Sise Ghana. Ghana, oh Ghana, Asian Kingdom Ghana. Well, I'm a critic of my own Ghana. I criticize my own people, and as I keep saying on my show, Paul, I don't criticize to destroy, I criticize to build. See? I speak the voice of the people. And when I criticize Ghana, I'm only looking at how Ghana can be a better country. So in this song, I am coming out all out to say that, listen, I am Ghanaian and I'm so proud. And I'm tracing the history of Ghana from the ancient Ghana Empire when Dinga Sise was at the helm of affairs all the way down to when the Ghana Kingdom fell. And we had people like Kwame Nkrumah coming in the modern Ghana. So this is what the song is talking about. And I am on a tour of these schools where I sing these songs to them, trying to instill in them the discipline of patriotism. And they love this song because it has melodies that are quite traditional.
And here again, the film is very good. This is Kwame Nkrumah Mausoleum I'm seeing.
Yes.
That's where you shot it from.
Yeah, this is actually the Atta Mills mausoleum, if you may call it. I don't want to call it a graveyard. Okay. Yes. So we have everywhere in Ghana. This is Paul Kofi. Yeah, he was one of the greatest, patrons that we had. He was actually Ghanaian. He was born somewhere in 1757. Wow. In those times. Yes, he came long before Marcus Garvey, Paul Kofi. And what he did, Paul, you will never believe it. He was so rich. In fact, he wanted to bring black people back. Rasta will say forward to Africa. He owned a ship. And at the time, a black man dared not own a ship. He was from Massachusetts. And they had to pull him all the way to the White House to explain how he came by the money to buy a ship and own one. Paul Kofi.
Now I understand why you said he came before Marcus Garvey.
Yes, he did.
Oh.
He did.
So who did he engage with when he was in Ghana, Paul Kofi? Who did he interact with? Was it businessmen? Was it chiefs? Who did he interact with?
He never came to Ghana. He never was able to make it to Ghana. But of course, at that time, there was no Ghana. In the 1700s. Yeah. He was born as a slave. He had an Akan name. Paul Kofi. You see?
He didn't lose his name in this, if you've seen the famous film Kunta Kinte, where they beat them.
Yes.
He didn't lose his name?
No. He never lost his name, but he changed the spelling of the Kofi.
Oh, I see.
His mother was Akan, and his father was also all the way from this part of the land. He had also some Cherokee, underpinnings and all that.
Oh, I see.
So this Paul Kofi guy, at a point, even built a whole mansion where people from Africa, especially this part today called the Gold Coast, could come and live if they were stranded.
How did he come by so much money?
He was good. He started off by being a carpenter. Then he became a wood lumber, just like Pa Grant. And then he made his money out of carpentry and the logging of wood. He made so much money, he shocked white people in the days. So when we are looking at the Back to Africa movement, and I'm glad you have a lot of these wonderful books here and a lot of African personalities here, Oliver Fela and Miriam Makeba and then Mandela and the rest. The Back to Africa movement didn't start with Marcus Garvey. In fact, it started with people like Otuba Kugwanu, who came from Ejumakun right here. He was born in 1757. Yes, 200 years before Ghana's independence. That guy, do you know that Ghana never celebrated this guy, Paul? And it's sad that he was a boy.
But Black Rasta, then I'm going to take you into some of the controversies.
Right.
We have been talking about Founders Day forever.
Good.
And you people shout on us that when we say Founders Day, Nkrumah is the founder of Ghana, full stop. These are the kinds of people we are talking about. You have been talking about more Asians. Look at Nico Abnaboni. Nico Abnaboni was in Osu. Right. He sat down one day and said, look, we'll not allow these people to cheat us. I need to organize a demonstration against the prices. Let me go and see the big men. In those days, I said, I can't do demonstration. Let me go and see the big men. Went to see the big men who are wearing suits. He told JB Dankwa that, JB, we have to do a demonstration. Right. Well, let me call Nkrumah and ask him. He said, Nkrumah said, hey, that's correct.
Yes.
Action is correct.
Yeah.
Then the action was taken. And then everything followed after that. What shall we do with Nico Abnaboni? Is he not a founder of Ghana?
The prophet is the prophet. It's not about who paved the way for the prophet. Kwame Nkrumah came in. Of course, he fed on the energies of those who came before him. John the Baptist did not want to take the credit. He gave it out to Jesus Christ. So all the people who came only paved the way for the man who stood on the rostrum on the final day and said, the independence of Ghana is meaningless. We crown him and we give him that. It doesn't mean we should disrespect the others. I mean, all
that's
other
why
countries,
we have one day for him alone. 21st September is for Nkrumah only.
And it's celebrated where?
In Ghana.
21st September.
Yes, the holiday. Kwame Nkrumah's Memorial Day.
Memorial Day.
Professor Mills instituted it.
Yes.
As Kwame Nkrumah's
but
Memorial
not
Day.
the Founders Day.
Then we added Founders Day, 6th August, for all the rest.
Yes.
Including Nkrumah. But 21st September is set aside for only one man, Kwame Nkrumah's Day. Because as you say, he was the prophet that emerged and made the pronouncement and took us to the promised land.
Yes.
Yes.
But interestingly, Paul, you see, we're talking about the founder of Ghana.
Yes.
All these other people we're talking about were not Ghanaians. They were either from the Gold Coast. I mean, no, at that time there was no Ghana. Nico Abnaboni was in the Gold Coast.
Yes, all of them. Nkrumah too.
Yes, Nkrumah was in the Gold Coast, but he led us into Ghana. And he chose the name Ghana for us.
No, they say Dankwa chose the name.
Dankwa couldn't have chosen that name for us because if you read the history, you will realize that in 1948, when Nkrumah built that school, right there
Ghana
in Cape Coast, Ghana National, he named it Ghana.
Yes.
Was it Dankwa who told him to name it Ghana?
Yes, Dankwa had chosen the name in 38.
Okay.
Way back. When he had researched and found out that there was some empire and so and thought that, oh, if this is the name, then as we achieve independence, we have that name. But that is a matter of history.
Yeah. But
so Nkrumah, yes, has a big place or the biggest place.
Yeah.
Should we ignore Nico Abnaboni?
We shouldn't. I don't think that we should ignore them,
So
but we should have
Founders Day for them.
no. We should have a place for them instead of calling them founders.
Okay.
Every country has heroes. We could say
Heroes Day.
Like in Zimbabwe,
we
have the Heroes Acre.
Oh, the word founders suggests something.
It's like
so Heroes
saying
Day.
Messiah. Heroes
I get it. So
That's
we are getting somewhere.
That's what I think.
Okay, let's go to the next song. Thief President.
Thief President. Thief President, why you thief so? Thief man, why you thief so? The people they must suffer, but you don't care so. Thief man, why you thief so? I see the people crying every day, oh. They want food, them can't find. I see the youth crying every day, oh. They want jobs, them can't find. Mr. President, him just barely full, oh. In a main family, them no suffer, oh. Suffer, the poor man they suffer, oh. Suffer, rich man no they suffer, lie. See them a come, them coming like an angel, but they my thief, them no say they my thief. Mr. President, you coming like your savior, but you are thief. You no say you are thief. Thief President, why you thieving so? Thief man, why you thief so? That's what the song is talking about. And I love it because...
It's talking about corruption.
Corruption, basically.
In high places.
A lot of people want Black Rasta to point at a particular thief from a particular
that's
country.
What I thought. I was going to come to that.
There are so many such thieves. When you go to Cameroon, there's one such big old thief there.
Paul
and
Biya.
he's called Paul Biya. Unfortunately, in Cameroon, just by speaking the English language, you could get shot. So they want to break away from the rest of Cameroon and call themselves Ambazonians. You know, there's a whole history to that as well. When you go to such other places like Equatorial Guinea, where Mbasogo Nguema is, you realize that Tivri is their middle name, Paul. There are so many such people. The other day, they wanted me to compare Nana Akufo-Addo to these people. I said, bad as we could be, these are the great-grandfathers of corruption and thievery.
But it's because they don't have institutions.
It's terrible.
Country. They don't have any institutions in their country.
It's so terrible.
So we have to build more institutions and make the institutions stronger. That way, even if somebody wants to steal, he will not be able to.
For real.
Yeah, so I think, but that's a good song. That's a good song to create the awareness for the African youth.
For real.
That makes sure that, but you didn't write any song about elections. It's election this year.
Election year. In fact, on a new album, we have a song called Put Down the Arms. Put Down the Arms. We say, we want peace. And it's talking about peace. And it's talking about the Mampusi and the Kusasi. And I'm asking them, do you think it's by chance your names end in C? Kusasi, Mampusi. Is it by chance? Is it by chance we have Dagomba, Kokomba? And these are the people who are picking arms against each other.
I hope they're not fighting there anymore.
Well, I mean,
in
Kusasi, in Boku, there are still
some skirmishes.
Simmerings, going on. And we are praying that those things end. And people are doing politics with this. Oh, when I come into power, I'll make sure that that fighting stops. This party doesn't know how to deal with that. This was what Nkrumah did at the beginning. That has made the place a war zone. I love the people there, and I think that these are some of the things we can do to tell the people that, listen, we love you.
What did Nkrumah do? He divided them?
What Nkrumah did at the time was almost like picking up one side and saying that, okay, so this is the side. These are the people that I believe own the land. And these are the people we are going to recognize.
Maybe that's what he was told.
That was what he was told.
By the CPP people who were from that side.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And because of that, there was that kind of partisanship. Okay, Nkrumah CPP. Okay, so
the other one.
UP, we are going to take that. So depending on who comes into power, there's one side that says our government is in power. And for that matter, I don't want to mention the ethnicities because it inflames some of these things. But that is what is happening in that area, and I think that we need to have a bigger.
So what are you doing with this? When are you launching the songs? How? What can we buy the tape? Can we stream online? How do we get it?
Salaga Soldier is out. It's about a month old, and I'm happy to tell you, Paul, that it is the biggest one-drop album in the world right now.
Oh,
one-drop reggae album.
Oh,
yes.
wow.
It's 20 tracks. You know, these days they just make singles and EPs. We went into the studio and made a whole 20-track album, all recorded live, no computer. All the horns blown live. In fact, on some songs, we even had 4 different horns. Flugel horn, the saxophone, the trombone, and the trumpet. All playing to give us that horn.
Are you a musician? I mean, can we consider you as part of showbiz?
I like that. I know what you're
asking. Are you like
that.
Shatawale, Medical, Stonebwoy?
I want to see myself as somebody in my own class. Because when you think that I'm a musician, you just come to realize that this is more of an activist than a musician who is actively trying to go some way with his music. Because my music has never been commercial. It's the poetry, like even the Obama song. I never expected that it would be a hit. I just sang a kindergarten melody. Yeah. Mama, mama, come make we talk about Barack Obama. Every child can sing this. Yeah. And then I injected it with my poetry. Originally stepping from outer country Africa, blah, 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 boom, 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 boom. And then the people said they loved it and it became big. But this album has a number of commercial tracks. There's a track on it called, track 15, it's called Barber Shop, and it features Jamaica's reggae legend, Anthony B. It's the biggest one-drop reggae song in the world right now, as we say. Just 1 month of release. We were in Nigeria last 2 weeks, and everywhere you drop it, it's like Boko Haram has dropped a bomb. People are running helter-skelter. There was a gentleman who even told me he dropped it in his house and a dead body woke up. I mean, to crack some joke, and we all started laughing. This is how powerful the song is, called Barbershop. Paul, the song is called Barbershop.
That's good.
Rastaman don't go in a barber shop. Rastaman don't sit in a barber chair. To my combi and trim me. Shavy and cutty. Banga and bogo yaga. Carry go and bring come. Too much watch it. No natty. Cookie, no kali. That is what the chorus is saying. When you look at it superficially, you might think that, oh, this is a song that's talking about the barber. Yes, the barber. But I'm trying to say that in every successful man's life, there's a barber. Now, your hair represents your glory. And the barber is there to cut off that glory. Samson's barber was Delilah. Jesus Christ's barber was Judas. Paul's barber might be somebody else.
Everyone has a barber.
Everybody has a barber. That is what the song is talking about.
What do you do with them? How do you treat them?
In fact, I pray them off. I go out there and
you pray?
I chant them off.
So your religion is Rastafarianism?
My religion is love, honestly. My religion is love. I'm not religious one bit.
Are you not a Rastafarian?
I'm not religious. In fact, you see, when you put labels on us, Rasta, Muslim, Christian, then you are slapping some kind of religiousness on us. I think that religion is only a conduit pipe to spirituality. So I stay away from being put labels on like Jesus Christ did. For me, Christ was the most radical man who ever walked the earth. He came down, pulling down all the structures of Moses, and the people say, hey, you are destroying the laws of Moses. No, sir, how could I have done that? I am just fulfilling this. In the days when you stood on one hill to pray for God to listen to you, those days are gone. Now you can stand on every other hill and you pray, and God is going to listen to whatever you say. That is my hero. My calling is not a calling of the church, neither is it a calling of the mosque. It's a calling for the ghetto. Like Christ said, I was called for the sick, like the doctor. So I go to the ghetto and I look at the drug addicts. I look at the people who are downtrodden in the society. And I talk to them and give them words of wisdom. Christ said, the words I speak to you are a spirit. So when I speak to them, I let them feel the spiritual nature of what I'm saying.
Do you read Christ in the New Testament?
Do I, sorry?
Read Christ.
Yes,
in the New Testament.
I do.
You do?
Yes.
And so what is your understanding of Israel?
Well, I mean, Israel. In fact, I will look at it in two ways. The Israelites and the Israelis. Israel, oh yes, is a very beautiful piece of land talked about in the Bible. The people who had Israel at the time were called the Israelites. Today we have Israelis. In fact, these are people. I spoke with the Israeli ambassador the other time and she gave me a whole history about the whole area and all that. But I think that Israel, as it stands right now, there's supposed to be peace amongst the Israelis and the Palestinians. The Palestinians inhabited the place. Today, look at the goriness happening in the area, all because of, oh, this is my land. People are dying left, right, and center. I don't think this is the conversation right now. The conversation is...
Israel for you is the Israelites.
Israelites, yes.
Not the Israelis.
Not the Israelis, no.
1948.
These are modern day saints. The ancient Israelis, in fact, Israelites who walk the earth, these are the people I'm talking about. These are people who have come from elsewhere. I spoke with the Israeli ambassador.
But their descendants are still here. The descendants of David are here.
Yes.
Descendants of Jacob, they are in Israel.
You are a descendant of David, just like me.
How do I know that?
We are, because if you look at the history, what is the history? The Ghana people will tell you that, oh, they came all the way from Israel.
Yes,
and when you look at their traditions and all that, they are synonymous with what was done in ancient Israel.
Correct.
The Dagomba people will tell you. Recently, I discovered some history and I realized that the Dagomba people were actually from the land where Osama bin Laden was born. Today, if I go and say, they'll crucify me and say that I'm speaking gibberish. Same thing I said some years back that Bob Marley was from Kumanting, right here in Ghana.
In Eastern
Kumanting,
region.
right here, yes.
Eastern region.
Not Eastern region, this central region, Kumanting.
Oh, that's where the slave thing
yes.
happened. How did you connect Bob Marley to Kumanting?
I mean, when you read the histories and the autobiographies of, some of these wonderful people, like Bob Marley's mother, she wrote a whole autobiography, Rita Marley wrote one and all that, you realize that the great-grandfather of Bob Marley and even the grandfather, Omariah Malcolm, was talking about when they used to be in Africa, a place called Kumanting, But he spelt it another way. And he was even talking about some herbs that they couldn't find in Jamaica that could only be found in Cromarty. When I said this, years back.
That's interesting.
They wanted to crucify me till Rita Mali came here and said, yes, Cromarty for life. And we are going to build a museum there. We need to pick up these histories and celebrate our people properly. I think tourism in this country.
So Ghanaians can begin to feel that Bob Marley is Ghanaian.
Exactly. He was.
Is that why Rita Mali sort of lives here?
Exactly. Rita decided to come and live here because of this history, and she was my close friend. She built that studio there.
In Eburi?
Eburi, yes.
I've seen it, yeah.
She gave me a piece of land in front of her house and told me, Black Rasta, you want to wake up and see your face every morning.
What does that mean?
Oh, I want to wake up and see your face every morning. Every morning, sorry.
Okay.
You see, that's what she said and gave me a piece of land, see, in front of her house.
And that's where you live?
Well, I've left it there to follow. After some time, some land gas came in. You know, she no longer lives in Ghana and wanted to show muscles. I said, well, keep it. And I left it there. You see.
I see.
So Bob Marley's wife came here to live because of that history. And she still loves that history. She's always talking about Ghana. She could have gone to Ethiopia, which is supposed to be the pilgrimage destination for every Rasta. But she decided to come and live in Ghana. You see, a lot of the Patois words we have are Ghanaian words.
So what's the connection with... just tell me that. Patois words, Ghanaian words.
Yes.
Show me that.
Like, when you go to Jamaica, kola nut, they call it bisi. It's from Bising.
Oh, that's correct.
Oh, yes. They say bisi. This is Bising. And they say imabafan.
Somebody told me the black Jews in Israel who would never come on television, but they are there.
They are there.
They're black.
Yes.
He went there and he was shocked.
Yes.
The word for beautiful is yefe.
Yes, that is
and
correct.
He was amazed.
It's 100% correct. I mean, I was in Israel and I went to Dimona and all those other places. I saw some of them with my eyes. You know, in Jamaica they tell you ima bafan. That means it's a cripple. Bafine in tree. Bafine. You know.
Oh, I see.
Yes, in Jamaica. I mean, when we feel pain in Ghana, I say, hey, Jay. In Jamaica, they say, Wayo. Wayo is a word for pain. And this is from the Dagomba.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes. When you are chasing a Dagomba man and he feels like he's stretching, say, Wayo, Wayo, Wayo. That's what Bob Marley put in his song. Wayo, Wayo. That's it. This is not comedy. It's history. It's true. You see, but when you say these things, people look at you like, oh, you've gone to smoke some herbs, so your head is turning upside down. But these are the things. Jamaican people connect with Ghana more than any other nation, not even Ethiopia.
But even the name Jamaica, as legend has it that it's a tree word, that when they were sailing and the ship stopped, you know, the law in America changed, so they asked them to remain where they are. That's how they ended up there. And they were speaking to themselves in Akan and said, why are we no longer going? They said, Jamayaka. Jamayaka. And then came the name Jamaica.
I heard that.
So should African government set money aside for research to be able to connect the African roots? That's something we never do.
Oh my God.
Americans spend a lot of money on research.
Yes.
Should we be doing that? Should the universities be doing that and building? Somebody said there are 300 words that mean the same in Yoruba and in Ghana. I have on my own been discovering words that mean the same in Ghana and in Chi. Right. Because we look at the Ghana people in Accra and the Chi people in Kumasi, and we think they are very distinct. But when a child is born in Ghana, they say Otirinkwa. When a child is born in Akan, they say Utirinkwa. Wow. So you have to know that these two people are connected historically. Yes. Let's go as far back as we can to find out how the split came. Exactly. That will unite our people better and will help Africa to be able to move forward better.
That's why it's even more sad in the north. In fact, almost everybody in the north comes from one great-grandfather.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes. When you look at the history, the Dagombes, the Kokombes, the Mamprusis, the Kusasis, from one great backbone. But they're fighting each, and they know it. They know their languages are so connected. Paul, if you speak Dagbani, you can go to every part of the north and understand a bit of every other language here in the north. Yet the people are not united.
Because the politicians have gone into
it.
Why do you call them politicians?
Well, I think that they are full of tricks. That's what I think. So
what is your concept of democracy?
It's just about winning elections.
Nothing more.
Nothing more. People just coming in and all they are thinking about is winning elections. They are not really thinking about the welfare of the people. If we had our governments thinking about how the people's welfare could be improved, rather than thinking about winning the next election, when they reserve every other project for election year, then they keep all the money for election year so they can bribe people left, right, and center. And I'm not saying this for one particular party. You see, that's what it is all over Africa. We continue to be in this downward spiral so bad. We are not moving forward.
Do we need a revolution?
We need one. In fact, we need one. We need more honest people who will say that, listen, I'm working with a boss who is corrupt, and for that matter, I don't want to be part of this. I am working with a government that is corrupt. I do not want to be part of this government. I'm refusing to take any bribe, no matter how hungry I am. I am going to continue to remain patriotic to my nation, no matter what. In fact, today I was reading about a young boy who just got his Dutch citizenship, and he's celebrating it on social media, and he's saying, bye-bye, Ghana, I don't want to be with you anymore. I felt sad as a Pan-Africanist. I mean, looking at the history of Pan-Africanism, how it started, in fact, it's in somewhere 1900 and beyond. I listened to this guy and I wept. When are we going to wear back our cloak of patriotism? When are we all going to sit back and say, yes, the country is going bad, but we still belong to this nation? We still would stand and demand accountability from our leaders. We will take off our glasses of partisanship and look at it with one Ghana eye. That is what I've been looking for all this while. But it looks like we have greedy politicians who buy the army in a lot of these African countries, like Paul Biya has done, and they are strangulating the people, and the army still stands strong because, yes, I'm satisfied. My brother can go to hell. It's unfortunate. We are witnessing that in so many different African countries. And Paul, I don't think this is
So what's the solution?
The solution is very simple: patriotism. Somebody asked me, if you ever became president, what would you do? I said, I will not build no schools. I will not build no hospitals. I will not build no roads. I'm going to build patriotism. How would you do that? We have roads, we have hospitals, we have all these things already. Let's maintain them for the time being. Instill in the Ghanaian the common sense of patriotism. Let him get to know that when he sees his national flag, that is his nation. Wherever his nation is mentioned, he must stand totally from the treble all the way down to the base to support his nation, like the Americans and the British do. That is how we will be able to make our nation grow, or else, Paul, you agree with me that even if God becomes president of Ghana today, and I said, God, let him build all the schools in Ghana and build all the roads, we will steal traffic lights because we are not patriotic. When we steal from the government, we all think that, oh, yeah, the government is some non-entity hanging somewhere in Mars. Like the Fantis would say, Abanejuma, Onswa, Ocho.
What does that mean?
Oh, it means the government work, you don't carry it on your head. It's too heavy. Drag it on the floor. Not even pull it. Say drag it. Abanejuma, Onswa, Ocho. That's what the Fantis say.
Yeah.
And it's a proverb every Fanti knows.
And they ask you, is a job for your father?
They ask you the job
Why
is it for
you
your
say
father?
after 5 o'clock is a job for your father?
Look at this beautiful edifice. You'll be shocked that there are people here who are stealing microphones to go and build their own YouTube channels. You'll be shocked that there are people here who are stealing cameras. There are people here who are just here for the salary. Even if that corner is burning, they don't care. It's for the fireman to come and put it off. Hey, if here is dirty, Zoom Lion will come and deal with that. That is not patriotism. I'm looking at how the nation will be better. Selfless people who will come out and say, yes, I'm poor, but I'm not going to steal to be rich. Yes, I am poor. I'm going to get rich legally. That is what I'm looking for, Paul.
And you hope that we can get there?
Oh, yes.
With voting every 4 years? Or we have to change something? Or we have to have a new leader? We have to go and find a leader and anoint him? Or we have to change the constitution and stop voting every 4 years? Or we have to have a president who is a prime minister so that he can be changed every year if we want? What's the solution?
Yes, I think that the constitution needs to be tweaked here and there. We need to look at that. I mean, people are advocating that. I think I agree with that. There are too many powers for the president. That's what I personally think. And I think that if we have a president who appoints the chief justice, he appoints who, and who, including the electoral commissioner. Hey, For me, I think
the referee of the election that the president may participate.
Exactly. We need to look at some of these things so we can have a better nation. Let's have a better debate. Let's have the country move forward. Yes, the elections every 4 years. But I think that we should be able to be empowered to impeach bad leaders, like we have happening in America every now and then. Trump is going to court. When would we have a Ghanaian leader go to court? When will we have an African leader go to court? It looks like they are protecting each other. It's your time to loot. Feel free and do it. Because I sit back and I watch the opposition mentioning milliards of corrupt deals that the incumbent is doing. They come into power and not a cockroach is prosecuted. I feel sad. Did you hoodwink us into this? What really was it? We need to look at some of these things because I feel sad, Paul. When I'm going to bed and I see my little children lying down there, in fact, sometimes I kneel down quietly before them and I apologize to them in the spirit for bringing them forth. They are going to inherit the same corrupt system. They are going to inherit these same corrupt regimes. You see, I want to do everything I can to see a better regime, a better country, so they can also be proud and say that, yes, this is my country, Ghana.
I've been asking all the questions. Maybe it's time for you to ask me questions. But before then, let's see what people are saying about the conversation so far with Black Rasta. It's still Good Evening Ghana, a very different kind of Good Evening Ghana. Tonight, if you just join us, Black Rasta has been giving us a good lecture. We're enjoying the interview. He talked about his album. Where can people find it?
Yeah, good. The album is on all the digital shops. In fact, you can find the digital platforms across, the internet. iTunes everywhere. It's called Salaga Soldier. And
Salaga Soldier.
Salaga Soldier, yes. And Salaga, is a small town in the northwest. Slavery was rife. I'm just dedicating this album to those who fought against slavery. People think that Africans just sold each other into slavery, but there were people who fought against slavery. So this album is a dedication.
So Salaga Soldier.
Yeah.
There are 20 songs, including Sodom and Gomorrah, My Dear President, My Dear Ghana, and Thief President. Yeah. Look for those. I'll be tuning in to listen. Likewise, you're going to be very rich. You're going to get 1 billion people streaming. You're going to be very
wow.
Rich. Yeah.
Thank you so much. And in fact, I wanted to say this at the beginning. I want to thank you so much for accepting to have me. I mean, we've had differences, as you said. We might not agree with this, we might not agree with that. But I have watched you from afar for a very long time. I think that you have moved from one step to the other. I'm not talking about the quality. Of course, the quality has increased and all that. But I think that you have given me the opportunity to come and be able to sit with you.
I'll come to that. So they can ask me and I'll explain.
Yeah, man.
Before then, let's start from Emanuela. What are people saying?
So it seems everyone is very, very intrigued by the conversation that is happening. Ola Mensa says, Mr. Paul, please, I want to know, what if a different person other than Dr. Nkrumah won the elections, which was held before independence? Would that person would then be known as the founder of Ghana? This one is from Michael Yeboah. He says, watching from London, Paul, big up to Rasta as well, more history. This one is also from Rafik. He says, the work or music of Black Rasta needs to be studied in Ghanaian universities, especially courses related to Africa tourism, African tradition, and African music. Important to note that I disagree with him in respect to religion, though. That is quite interesting to know. And this one is from Kwabna. He says, true Black Rasta, patriotism at its best. And this one is also from Malik. He says, you guys already made my day. I love this so much.
We have Nisaki saying, please ask Black Rasta, that the Barack Obama song that made him so popular, how does he feel about Obama being the spearhead of the LGBTQ legislation in the US? We have Jonah saying, oh, Paul, Black Rasta again. Black Rasta gained a lot of respect from me. He is very smart and full of wisdom. Nyoko is saying, Black Rasta is doing a good job. He is taking the image of Ghana high with his brands. God bless you. We also have Bennett saying, good evening, Paul Adomotri. Kindly tell Black Rasta that what he said on Hits FM today about authenticity of the Bible is very deep, and ask him to repeat that again on Good Evening Ghana. Okay, Fatih.
All right. So Kweku Mensah here says, so amongst them no place Rasta can't go, more fire. Mohammed Sheku says, the king of history set the record straight, Heroes Day, not Founders Day. Wilson also says, splendid suggestion. I fully agree with Black Rasta. The name should have been Heroes Day. Ola Mensah Kwame also says, well, I don't know how one man can be a founder of a nation. Even the small family is founded by a man and a woman. That is two people. Mohammed Tawfiq says, I'm not a fan of Rastafarians, but I like Black Rasta. He is very intelligent. Also coming from Jonah Alan Kachi says, oh, Paul, today Black Rasta gained a lot of respect from me. He's very smart. And lastly, coming from Okujeto, he says, I'm really enjoying this show. Keep it up. Back to you, Paul.
Okay, yes, Black Rasta. Now let's build the point.
Yes.
Now your turn.
Yes.
You were talking about how the show, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I've watched you and I've never hidden my admiration for your, journalism skills. I've said it time and again. Yeah, despite the few disagreements, which I would say would be considered very normal. And for allowing us to come into your studios, your backyard. To be able to judge. I think that is a beautiful thing. I would say thank you so much, especially at the time that I've also released an album. In fact, when I released the album, I said, listen, I want to be on Paul Adomochiri's show. Yes, please.
What is Caleb doing in London, your producer?
Caleb is going to school. In fact,
I thought he was there watching the Shatawale and medical event.
He's doing his second master's, actually.
Oh, I see.
Yes, that's where he is.
Okay, that's good. He said you want to ask me some questions.
Yeah, sure.
I would
like to ask a few questions.
Yes, please.
All right.
Yeah.
So the first question I would like to look at, Paul. I spoke with Randy Abbey.
Yes, I watched the interview.
He was on my show.
I watched it.
He said that he doesn't normally find time to watch your show and all that. Because he should be
sleeping to wake up the next morning.
How did that make you feel? Do you watch your show?
Oh, I do. I understand. Many people are not. That is why we put our Facebook thing. We work when we close tonight, we'll remain here and put the Facebook because we know that it's late. And the majority of people are starting in the morning. So we understand that the morning people might not be able to watch. So that's okay.
But he said he doesn't follow you at all. I asked him, you can watch it online and all that. He said he doesn't follow you. Did it make you feel like...
Oh, no, Randy is my brother. Whenever there's something, he calls me and said, did you say this on TV yesterday? Somebody just sent me a video, something like that, and then we talk about it. So
he does follow you in one way or the other.
People send something to him, then he will respond.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yes.
All
yes.
Right.
Yeah.
The second question is, you are working with an assumably corrupt boss, and that is Mr. Siao. He's somebody who likes my music. He's asked me to make music for him before, and I did that in the days, and he chose mine from a plethora of others as the number one. Respect.
Yeah.
The Zoom Lion thing, Manasseh Azure had this robbing the assemblies the other day, and it was a documentary that was quite convincing.
Yeah.
Your boss allegedly is paying 180 Ghana cedis to poor street sweepers from the National Youth Employment Program and keeping 420 out of the 600 Ghana cedis that the government gives out to these people working on the street. Your boss, Siao, aka Zoom Lion, allegedly also sold one plastic liner, inside a bin, to Manasseh at 98 pesos, but he sold that to the government of Ghana, the poor taxpayers' money, at 67 Ghana cedis. I don't know if people understand that. There was a contract that was initially signed by Julius Deborah and what's his name? Collins Dowda. They came together and gave the contract to Siao after they had given the same contract, something like that, to another entity. And they were supposed to supply, I think, about 1,500 or bins. Your boss came in and he was supposed to supply 1 million of those, and he inflated all those figures. You were the director of communication for Zoom Lion at the time, right?
No, I've never been director of communication, but he's my friend, so
okay.
I go to him with some of these things. And
so, how true is this?
Yeah, he denies most of them, but I can talk about the fees that go to the people because I was worried about that. And his people, the company explained to me that it's not just the fees that go to the people. They take care of their medical, they take care of other things. That is not in the document. So your salary you earn is X amount of money, but you are clothed, You are given your instruments to work. You are picked up to work and taken back home. You have hospital issues. They pay for it and all of that. This is the explanation they give me.
Manasseh said there's nothing like health insurance. There's nothing.
It's not health insurance, but they pay. If you are sick, you go to hospital, they pay for it.
If
you report sick, they pay for it. They are supposed to pay for it.
In his documentary, he said it's not true. They don't pay anything. You could fall sick.
Manasseh and him have been at each other's throats, and I have been in a meeting. I've said it publicly, where Manasseh insisted on meeting him alone, and he said, "No, I have to be there. Robert Coleman has to be there." And the meeting didn't happen. I was concerned that if you're a journalist, you want to meet a supposedly corrupt man you're investigating. That's the last person you want to meet alone. You have to meet him with everybody. But Manasseh says no, he doesn't want to meet him with anybody.
Did Manasseh demand a bribe?
Oh, I don't know that for sure.
Okay.
But I alleged it because I said that I alleged it. That why do you want to meet him alone? Did you want to demand a bribe? I made that allegation because the fact is that he said, I will meet him alone. I was there. Coleman was there. Other people were there. Zoomlion said, okay, Manasseh, I'm here. Come. He says, no, I want to meet you alone. I said, but how? Did you want to? So that's where the bribe story came from.
So selling one bin liner, the market price is 98 pesos, and selling this at 67 Ghana cedis, just one plastic. Mm-hmm. Did you investigate it? Was it true? Was
he
Manasseh
denied it
lying?
when I told him, but he didn't just deny it. He went to court, and some of the cases are still in court. He's won some of them at the Supreme Court. He went to court. He sued Manasseh and went to court. And then the other thing is that when the investigations was conducted by President Mahama, the one that Marietta Brew-Upon presided over, the one that said RLG should pay 52 million to back to the government of Ghana. RLG was a very important person to President Mahama, and so was Zoomlion, I believe. Now, the report said RLG should pay money. The report cleared Zoomlion. So, and John Mahama was president. And RLG is very important to him, but they looked at the report, and even though RLG, we all know is important to him, the report said he has to pay. I think he's even still paying. The report said youth in sanitation, there's no problem with it. So then that's how he then sued Manasseh again. So this is the facts of the matter.
Okay.
But I've heard Manasseh, and I always look at everything he does. I read it, I look at it. I've heard him, and it appears that there seems to be a problem that Manasseh may have with Zoomlion and his kind of work or something like that. But somehow Zoomlion wins in court when they go to court.
Do you trust Manasseh and his works?
I think that sometimes he gets used without knowing, because they have seen his appetite against corruption. So I go for a contract. I don't win. You win. I call Manasseh. Listen, there is a contract that the government is exaggerating. They know that once they say that, Manasseh will jump to it. And I've been cautioning them that always take your time and check. And always find the interest of the person telling you the story. That's how we're trained. When somebody tells you a story, Gogo Bako will tell you, the person he suspects the most is the first person who told him about the story. So when somebody tells you a story, wait a minute and check. But he doesn't look at the business angle, the business interest, so he just gets railroaded into it. And then at the end, when he's looking for more information, he doesn't get it. For instance, the documentary on the castle security. President had a security at the castle. Yeah. They knew that he was unhappy with President Akufo-Addo for one thing or the other. Then they called him and said, look, the president has
militia in the heart of the city.
Yeah. I mean, how? It was completely off. Then when he went to meet the media commission, he couldn't show it. That the president who controls the armed forces and everybody has a militia. The truth was that this guy, they named him Choman, had some group that he was training there. Yeah. But they were ushers. They were not militia. They are ushers for programs. And I believe that when the government came to power, he had been working around them for some time. He must have said he wants to do something. And they said, okay, if you can train some young boys, whenever there's an event at conference center, we can use them and we can pay you something. I'm sure that's what it was. So he kept them at the castle and he trains them physically. You know, he's a sort of military guy. So even though they are ushers, young people, come and do 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. So when you look at that, you would think they are doing militia training. And then again, the evidence was that he took them to a show at the conference center. And they acted as ushers. And he told them that President said, and Manasseh says it's a militia. So the National Media Commission go into the story. There's no militia at the castle.
Do you think that helped bring about these vigilante things around this, kind of organizations and movements?
Oh, it did, until the Commission of Inquiry, where parties were told to disband the vigilantes. But you see, parties protect themselves, and our politics has degenerated, and I always complain about that. Many years ago, parties didn't feel they needed vigilante. But somebody strikes at you, you are relying on the police, and then you find that, many years ago, I think it was election 2012, and one politician, you know him, I'll mention his name, he had said something on radio. So I called him, I said, now, who is my friend? I said, why did you guys say that? It's Jimmy. So that gave me the sense of we are degenerating, because that means they have been hit and they couldn't rely on the state apparatus to protect them. So they all start vigilante. And it was good that I think we now come round back. We have moved from that. Yeah. But before 2016, it was a very big deal. MPP head office had this one and all kinds of things. Azoka boys were striking from the top. And then this guy, the Brown Hafo and NPP guy who started his own, Lord Comey and Co. did Action Troopers. Now, Action Troopers is a very interesting name because it is the name that was used to fight the NLM wars in Kumasi. They are very violent. So once Lord Comey named his group Action Troopers, it connoted what he was about to do.
Vigilante, yes.
And he was doing that because he has also received a hit and he couldn't get the system to respond. So when that committee was set up and Emil Short chaired at the Ayawaso West Wogon, and everything came out and everybody understood what should be the role of the police.
Interesting.
What should be the role of the striking force. It was that committee, we have to thank them, that set the parameters that you cannot have vigilante. You have a problem, you go to police. And the police, please, when they come, make sure that the person to be arrested is arrested.
Were you embarrassed when these vigilante people went to the courts and freed one of their own?
Oh, yes. I was very... Okay. I talked about it. I mean, what is this?
Wow.
Yeah, but it's all the excesses. And I'm hoping that by now we have come around. Because people stay... The problem with Ghana, as I've seen, is the winner-takes-all situation. And I've argued this with IEA and all of them. We have a winner-takes-all constitution. Until we change that, we're going to be in trouble.
Right.
Because human beings are naturally going to protect themselves first.
Right.
So when a man goes into opposition, he gets nothing. Zero. For 4 years, for 8 years. You can be the best doctor. You can be the best engineer. Once you are known to be NDC, MPP will not give you anything to do.
Interesting.
So it was in this vein that I was completely supportive of the president. One time I went to him, he was writing, he's always writing. I said, Chief, what are you writing? He said, this is going to Parliament. I said, what's going to Parliament? He said, we are going to change this winner-takes-all thing and make sure that DCs are elected on party lines. NDC will win some, we will win some. When they are in power, we have DCs to run. That way, we can show what we can do. It will be a campaign platform. Young people can come out and then go and occupy these positions. When the mayor of Nungwa is elected by the people of Nungwa,
right,
and the taxi is parked wrong, he knows the vote is coming.
Right.
Right now, the people of Nungwa don't even know his name because he's appointed by the president. So I looked at the president and said, wow, I don't have any regrets for supporting this man. He has a power to appoint 236 DC. He says, I don't want that power. Take it. Let Ghanaians have it. You want to vote for NDC? Vote for them. You want to vote for MPP? Vote for them. Let's see what happens. He took it to Parliament. Everybody applauded. It went to the final say. Haruna Idrisu, in his concluding statement, congratulated the president for bringing this to Parliament. They passed it. It has to go to a referendum for Ghanaians to vote on it. Then one day, President Mahama thinks, this thing is not good. And I had Grapevine told me that a rumor was that some very clever NDC person went to President Mahama, had a map of Ghana, and said, Chief, look at this map. If this thing goes through, these are the places MPP will win. You see, the red is all MPP. Look at the thing that we are winning. They will come and say that they won the election. Don't allow. It's the partisanship.
I see.
So that's a rumor, though. But the fact is that President Mahama came out against it. The NDC minority changed their position. Even civil society changed their position. I emceed the program at Alisa Hotel. Elvis Efriankra was there. Dr. Kwete was there. Whilst I was MC, I told Dr. Kwete, but Doc, you as IDEC, you had agreed on this matter. Why are you now changing your position? They say that, let us vote, but not on partisan lines. The president says, no, winner takes all must end. That's why America is what it is and Nigeria is what it is. And Nigeria is a country that has volatility, but has never been to civil war. We suspect because of that. For the longest time that Obasanjo was president, there was a guy called Bola Tinubu, who was running Lagos with the current president. What's his name again?
It's called Tinubu.
Bola Tinubu. With his guy, Bola Tinubu's guy, they'll remind me. The guy who took Fashola, thank you. Bola Tinubu was running as Lagos mayor. He's not even on talking terms with Obasanjo.
I see.
Every time there's a Lagos mayor election, Obasanjo presents a candidate, he's defeated. So Bola Tinubu controlled Lagos. When it was time for him to leave after 2 terms, Obasanjo was excited. Brought a candidate, Bola Tinubu then brought Fashola, anointed Fashola won. The people of Lagos just wanted to resist Obasanjo.
That's right.
And that's what gives Nigeria the stability. In America, Donald Trump couldn't control some states because it is the Democrats have it. They have the governorship. And Akufo-Addo thought that, look, the first step to break the winner takes all. Let's go for Takoradi mayor. NDC may win, NPP may win. As for Ho, NDC will always win. As for Kumasi, NPP will always win. In Tamale, it will switch. And NDC can say that, you see what we have done with Tamale South. If you give us the whole country, that's what we've done. Look, you gave them Takoradi, what did they do? And it increases the competition in terms of doing.
Right.
And NPP will worry that you are in Takoradi. Charlie, if you don't do well, we are in trouble. What is happening? That's what he was saying. Suddenly, everybody comes out and says, no, we don't want it. And I looked at it and I said, wow. But the fundamental problem we have is the winner takes all. If we can't shift that winner takes all, when somebody wins power, he gets everything. So we should have encouraged Akufo-Addo that it's not only DCs that you should appoint. Thank you very much. But can you do another amendment for the IGP one? Let's have a committee, something like that. Let them bring you at least 3 names and you choose one. Let's have a process that doesn't have the president having all the power.
Right.
Then say, Mr. President, the Chief Justice too, can we look at it?
Yeah.
And then we go through these amendments.
Yes.
But I did not understand Ghanaians that a president who we are complaining has too much power. Say, this power, I don't want it anymore. Take it. And then we say, no, take it back.
Did the president say that?
No, but that's the meaning of the thing he sent to Parliament. That Ghanaians should have it. Now, the thing failed. It came back to him. He appointed 236. He doesn't even know all of them. No president will know 236. So you are my friend. I call Black Rasta. Charlie Kokumba, they brought me this name. Nabila and this guy. Who? Then Nabila is your friend. Say, take Nabila. That's what happens. Then the people are... That's why you always hear he couldn't get the 2/3 of the district because when the president nominates, he has to get 2/3. Some people don't get it. The name comes back and comes back and comes back.
Right.
Why are we going through this? I live in Teshi. The Teshi mayor, Lekma, recently called me that we should meet. I said I'll see him. There was a mayor there called Amate, who was very good. It's NDC, appointed by Mills. I knew him. Amate is one of the best they've had. As soon as 2016 came, he had to go. But if Teshi people were voting, they would have kept Amate.
Kept him, yes.
Yes, but they didn't have the power to do so.
Party lines.
The guy is gone.
Yeah.
You go to the village, some people say, oh, this is our mayor dear. Yeah. They don't have the power. The power is in Jubilee House in Accra. And the one president comes and says, look, Chief, I don't want this power.
Right.
Take it from me. So you have it. So he'll be sitting in Jubilee House. NDC have won Accra mayor. He can't do anything about it.
Yes, I'll get to Nana Akufo-Addo, but let me just quickly look at this. 1954, there was NLM that you mentioned, and all that, Tianhu and all that. What do you think about that? I mean, you are an Akan, right?
Yes.
They wanted
but
to break
NLM
away
movement.
from the rest of Ghana. Yes.
Oh, well, you have to understand the NLM movement. Yes. Not that I support them or I don't support them, but I'm just giving the account from their angle.
Yes.
Why they did what they did. They felt at that time that they controlled cocoa.
Yes.
They wanted the resources of cocoa to show in their society. Yes, some of it was showing, but they thought that cocoa money had a big role in gaining Ghana's independence because with cocoa money, Ghana could manage its own economy. They who own cocoa should be recognized as having brought the cocoa money. If Nkrumah doesn't want to recognize them, then they will make themselves a different country. This was the conversation at the time. And I think I have to admire Nkrumah in the way he managed the NLM process. I mean, that he was concerned that it's not good for Ghana was very interesting. When you read his biography, he has sleepless nights thinking about how to satisfy this NLM people. So that is where regional ministers came from. So they wanted a constitution that was federal, that Ashanti has Ashanti, Western has Western, and all of that. And it was federal. Nkrumah's argument was that it's true that you have cocoa, but if you do this, what will be the future? And I think Nkrumah was justified. Today, the North is finding probably more gold than Obuasi has.
Yes.
Should we say it's for only the Northerners? This is the point Nkrumah was making. In fact, today, cocoa is in Western region more than in Ashanti. So Nkrumah was saying that you have just discovered yours, no problem. But let's go together. We may all discover some. And let's use this one to help the whole country to discover. And so he said, okay, you want federal, I'll give you a regional minister that you can work with. And this is the compromise that was achieved.
Yes, I'm asking you this because Osafo Maafo was caught on tape saying some time ago that, yes, nobody could be president of Ghana or should be president of Ghana until some kind of mineral resource was found in their area. at least where they were born, their origins and all that. And this is a whole...
Hasn't he denied it?
He denied it. He said it was doctored, but he couldn't fool us. I mean, this was your voice. And I was even with Baumia, and he told me that was his voice.
I know, but you see, the old people looked at politics differently. And we have to look at it differently. Even if we take Osafo Mafo's voice...
And he's the advisor to the president.
Even if we take Osafo Mafo's account, today, every Ghanaian can run as president because everywhere we've discovered something. Everywhere in Ghana, something has been discovered. Now, if you go to Minerals Commission and they show you the Ghana map, everywhere has something. So even if Osafo Mafo's partisan ways were to be looked at today, yes, every Ghanaian qualifies. But I think Ghana has moved beyond that. And again, I have to give Nkrumah the credit and give some credit to Akufo-Addo. The boarding school system that he set up at the beginning, the free boarding secondary school that Nkrumah set up, helped significantly to shape us into a united society. So we have other things to coalesce around other than tribe. One of them is church. One of them is old boyism. If you went to T.I. Ahmadiyya and also Bempa went to T.I. Ahmadiyya, you see yourself as brothers.
Yes.
You don't see yourself as a northerner and as a this. Those who went to Adisadel, they see themselves as brothers. So that we have to give credit to the early education people, especially in Nkrumah, who did that, in forcing us to go to school in the way it's being done. The credit I'll give Akufo-Addo on the same vein is that with free SHS, he has blocked about 40% of the admissions for every top school for those who don't deserve, who could never be there. So your Wesley girls, you have to admit 100, admit 80. Government will give you the other 20. And they bring the other 20 from anywhere, and you have to accept them, whether the person got aggregate 32 or whatever. Those who come like that, government is giving you money for you to teach them, give them extra classes. So that way, so there are videos that they will be showing of people, a whole village, nobody has been to Achimota, some went to Achimota. So that is the way to develop our society. And I think that once this goes on for a while, we will get the unity question wrong, because Ghanaians are Ghanaians everywhere. Ghanaians are beautiful.
Everywhere.
And every tribe has something. When I was going to get married, I went to a pastor. I asked him that, Chief, what tribe is bad? What tribe is good? So a very important pastor, I don't mention his name, he listened to me and said, okay, there are two things. Every tribe has a culture. So you can have an Ewe man with a Ga culture.
Right.
So you have to decide which culture you don't want. Every tribe has negatives and positives based on how you are cultured. Everybody has it. I said, I don't understand. Then he said, your man. I said, which one? I said, Rollins. He's an Ewe, isn't he? But he has Ga culture. He doesn't have Ewe culture. Rollins is a Ga man, but he's Ewe. So I said, okay, so now let's come back to you. Which culture should I say no to? I said, that's a complicated question.
Wow.
Because there's good in Ewe culture and bad in Ewe culture. You can't call it bad. There's good and not so good. So you have to decide what you don't want. Some people are very intellectual, but they are lazy at physical work.
Right, for real.
Some are strong at physical work, but lazy at intellectual. Yeah. Some are irresponsible with family. They will just throw their money away and go. Some want to take care of family. And so you have to identify what you're looking for. You know, there are two types of women that I identified I'll tell you about. There's that kind of woman who wants her husband or her man to be interested in women affairs.
Right.
Yes, so they are sitting down watching Ghana's Most Beautiful, which you and I may not naturally watch. That type of woman wants the husband to come and sit with her friends, and they are all watching Ghana's Most Beautiful. That's the husband she likes. Another type of woman doesn't want her husband interested in women things. When she's talking about girls things with her friends, husband, go away. So it depends on what you're looking for. So if you hear that Fanti men like to mingle a lot with their wives and their wives' friends, you go for Fanti. You hear that Ewe men like to be away when their wives' friends are there, you go for that. So we cannot live together in peace.
Do you think Nkrumah was the greatest Ghanaian who ever lived?
I put that question to Professor Ali Mazuri, and the way he answered it convinced me that that's the best answer to that question. He said to me that Nkrumah was a great African, but not such a great Ghanaian. He was a fantastic African, but in terms of Ghana itself, maybe not. Now, I've read all of Nkrumah's books. Now, in his autobiography, he writes that at some point, he wanted to leave Ghana and give it to another person. And he was hoping that Busia would have understood, because the person he trusted among the opposition was Busia. He was hoping that Busia would have understood the African unity that he understands. If Busia understood it, he would leave Ghana for him and focus on the African unity. And that confirmed to me that Ali Mazuri may have been right, because it got to a point, Nkrumah was over-focused on African unity, and he was relying on people for the management of Ghana. And that's what brought all the problems we had. You know, Ghana could have been fantastic, But Nkrumah knew that Ghana was fantastic, and he was trying to force Ghana's fantastic nature into other African countries. Maybe his American training was part of it, because in America, they teach you that the sky is the limit. In Europe, they teach you that look before you leap, because they are colonialists. Nkrumah should have been aware that Ben Bella and the Nigerian people and other heads of states, they were all not going to agree. Even though it is true that you are the greatest among them, human beings were not going to. You needed to manage it slowly. But the vision he had, we all hear that it is Nkrumah's template of the African Union that the European Union is using. Its currency and all of that. So that was great. But the little regret is that maybe he should have focused on Ghana differently. My personal regret, when I looked at Nkrumah's age, I nearly cried. I said, oh, so we could have come to meet him. Because by the time he was dying, he was 60. Nkrumah could have been dead till 95. He would have been 92 or something like that. And Gbedema was there. We saw Gbedema.
Right.
So that we were robbed of being
a great man.
Being able to interview this man in, say, 1990. And say, Osajefo, now look back. Tell us. We didn't get that.
So you don't see Nkrumah as the greatest Ghanaian? Who
Ghanaian?
is? If not him, who?
If not Nkrumah, I think the greatest Ghanaian is John Mensah Saba. I'll explain why. You see what happens in Zimbabwe, Zambia, Kenya, about land. John Mensah Saba was there one day when they brought the land bill across all colonial states, that everywhere the British government has colonial authority, wherever there's land that has not been occupied, that land is for the Queen. And everybody signed up to it. That is why in Zimbabwe they have the problem they're having. So the lands in Zimbabwe are properly for people who took the lease from the Queen. If you took the lease from some grandfather in Bulawayo, it is not for him. It's for the. That's why the fight is on. Because how are you going to explain that? The Queen sitting in England has the lease more than my grandfather who sits here. But that was the law that we signed to. John Mensah Saba sat down and called other people and said, no, this is very dangerous. This is too dangerous. We can't allow this. I'll go to court in England. Fortunately, he came from a wealthy family. He had gone to school in England. He had been called to the English bar. He said, I can sue in a high court. So he sued in a high court and said, no, there's no land that is ownerless. That's the word they use. There's no land that's ownerless in the Gold Coast. And they asked him why. He said, because by our culture and by our spiritual connection with our ancestors, land in Gold Coast belongs to the living, the dead, and the yet to be born. Or the living, the dead, and yet to be born in our culture are connected spiritually. The court said, wow. So, in Ghana, the land doesn't belong to the Queen. That's what saved us. And for that reason, that is what then speeded up our independence.
Do you know what year this was?
1897.
So he saved us in 1897.
Gold Coast.
Gold Coast.
And then out of that, they formed the first political party, the Aborigines' Rights. Out of that came Casely Hayford in the early 1920s during the Gordonsbeck era. Casely Hayford then begat Dankwa. Dankwa then begat the movement. The movement brought Kwame Nkrumah, and then independence was achieved. Right. So we trace it back to Saba.
So my question is this. I mean, a man who struggled so much and gave us the Gold Coast.
Yes.
Our land back. You remember that when Nkrumah was fighting for the independence and he broke away from the rest of them, people like J.B. Dankwa wanted the Queen to come back and take this country.
Well, that's interesting because it may not be entirely correct. Dankwa has written a letter to Nkrumah, published, which I will show on fund. It's in the book. Professor Dubois, he wrote a book entitled The Ghanaian Establishment, and he published all the letters Dankwa wrote. Dankwa wrote a letter to Nkrumah in which he outlined this story. And wrote to Osajefo, you know that by my timetable, independence would have been achieved in 1954. You, Nkrumah, said that we should not lose the British goodwill. It was you, it wasn't me. I wanted independence achieved in 1954. So Dankwa's plan of independence was, as he wrote in the book, like the Sudan, just declare it. Don't tell the British anything, like the Americans did. Just declare. And so he called it the Declaration of Independence in 1954. But Nkrumah said, don't do that. Let's apply to the British Parliament that we are ready for independence. And that's what we did. We applied to the British Parliament. And they gave us independence on 27 September 1956.
Who was going to be the leader for that independence?
The Nkrumah one or the Dankwa one?
The Dankwa one, 54.
He was thinking about himself and his group.
Dankwa?
Yeah, himself. And the group that was around him, Casely Hayford, all of those people.
So as long as he was going to be the leader, it was okay to declare the independence. But when Nkrumah was going to be the leader now, the British would come and take over the country.
So this 1954, he had planned it in the... You see, he wanted the independence to come on the same date as the bond of 1844.
Yes, right.
That was Dankwa's arrangement of independence. You know, to be fair to the story, when the conversations after Casely Hayford, in those days they were patriarchal. So Saba is the boss. After that, Casely Hayford. Casely Hayford is going, he annoys Dankwa. So nobody challenges Dankwa. Dankwa is the boss. Dankwa will annoy the next person. Then they were all chieftain people. Dankwa's brother was Ofoyata. So the chieftaincy culture was with us. So it was that kind of thing. So that's why the elders were upset with Nkrumah that he usurped the system and the authority.
Right.
And that's why Nkrumah used the youth and told them that, look, we want independence now. We don't want independence in the shortest possible time.
Right.
We want it now. And then he managed to mobilize the youth. So they were divided by the time. Nkrumah was more popular. So he won the elections in 51. And Nkrumah was popular because he was the general secretary of the party and he was asked to go around and form the party. So everybody knew him. So he was more popular. So he had won elections in 51 with his party. Buzia formed some party. He defeated them in 54. So by 1957, he was almost there. Now, Nkrumah also wanted independence in 57 because he was waiting for the Togoland Congress to make the decision for the Togolese to decide whether they are joining Ghana or not. He was hoping that he'll garner more votes from there and he'll be elected. So I think Nkrumah was great until the Kulungugu bombing. It's a chicken and egg situation. Who do you blame? Nkrumah felt threatened that the people opened the bomb, and that day he could have died. So if I'm president and I see that my opponents are throwing bomb, I will pass a law that arrests them before they throw the bomb.
Yes.
And that's the PDA. And that's what brought Ghana to its knees.
As early as 1957, I mean, people like R.R. and Ponsa and the rest of them, including the Anglo Youth Organization leader,
all of them.
Modesto, and the rest of them, they were, trying to assassinate Kwame Nkrumah at that time. I'm sure at the time he was looking at, hey, these people want to kill me and all that. I have to protect myself and protect the land as well.
But when you look at the end of the story, Black Rasta, Tewi Adamafi, Nkrumah's minister. Ako Adjei was one of the senior people. Nkrumah's minister.
And best friend.
Were both tried for trying to kill Nkrumah. They were not opposition members. Afro Bedema, the man who won elections for Nkrumah when Nkrumah was in prison, he had to run away from parliament because he thought Nkrumah was going to kill him. So if you look at the end of the story, Nkrumah was not that.
You see, Bedema's issue, we can look at it in so many different ways. He started criticizing Nkrumah and saying that Nkrumah was frugal.
He was the finance minister, so he knew it.
He says, yes, the man is blowing money, he's blah, 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 blah. He had his own issues with Nkrumah.
Nkrumah was sending money to Guinea.
Yes.
And Bedema didn't understand why he should give money to Guinea.
Pan-Africanism.
But it was a lot of money, $200 million pounds at the time.
I mean, Pan-Africanism, he's supporting other African nations to be able to... Today, we are running to the IMF and demanding more money than what Nkrumah even gave out. And all that. And we say that is cool. But at the time that all these things were happening, we're chasing Nkrumah around, bombing him all over the place until, he ran out. But let me come to Nana Akufo-Addo.
Yes, please.
He seems to be your hero.
Yes, and I'll tell you why.
Yes, Nana Akufo-Addo is your hero.
Absolutely.
And that has made you an enemy to a lot of people.
I knew that. Now let me explain to you why. The first time, I covered the second parliament from 97 to 2000. I don't think we've had a parliament better than that till today. Nana Akufo-Addo was a member of that parliament. Alban Bagbin was a member of that parliament. And I will usually, when he was giving his speech, when he was nominating his ministers, he was a very big name by the time we came to do this coverage. And you go to parliament as a small boy journalist. There are 3 people there, he's there. The whole Nana Akufo-Addo, he's sitting there, he's writing. When he was introducing Dominic Nitiwul, he told the story, and I reminded him that I know what you're talking about. He said, Nitiwul had won a by-election in Bimbela. Mohamed Chambers was going abroad, 2002 or 3. Nitiwul had won a by-election. Akufo-Addo was already Attorney General. And he said he went to Parliament one morning. There were only 5 people there. And he saw this young man come and sit at the back on the MPP side. And then he said that, is that not the guy who won the by-election? He was a very small boy. He said, yeah, it's him. And Nitiwul too said that he was shocked that he entered Parliament. They said, the MPs, they don't come, or they'll start coming from midday. And the whole Nana Akufo-Addo was there. He was already there. So that was one. Then one day we went to Parliament, a debate, big debate, Tuesday afternoon, big debate. Hackman Osua-Agyeman was after Rawlings. And there was this, Rawlings' relationship with Abacha was under scrutiny. And there was this rumor that Abacha had sent Rawlings $5 million.
Yes.
And Hackman Osua-Agyeman moved the motion in Parliament that Parliament must discuss the matter. Justice D.F. are one of the best speakers we've had. They don't understand why Parliament should discuss rumors in newspapers. So he put the matter to the floor. What do you think? J.H. Osuo-Acheampong, who was majority leader for the NDC, said that this is rumors, Mr. Speaker. We are not going to discuss. We don't sit here. Doe Ajaho contributed to the debate. He was then the chief whip, later on speaker. And they all made that point. And it looked like Hackman was under pressure because it made sense that you don't pick a tabloid newspaper and then come and discuss it. So we all thought, hey, today the Hackman is in trouble. Then came the speaker said, okay, Honorable Nana Akufo-Addo, what do you have to say? And we all wondered, how is he going to defend this position? So Hackman is in trouble. He stood, because he was on Hackman, he stood up and said, Mr. Speaker, the matter before the House is not about whether we should discuss something or no, that's not a matter. So everybody was attentive. He said, the matter before the House is about you, the Speaker. The Speaker said to me, he said, yeah, you. He said, what is it about? He said, you are not a member of this House. You have not been elected. You are not part of this House. How do you determine for us what we should discuss and what we shouldn't discuss? The Speaker said, okay, I hear you. Do you want to put it to a vote? And then the minority walked out. Of course, you can understand the skirmishes. So I had then started being interested in him. They used to come to Legon and all that. Then he started his mainstream politics. And Black Rasta, I noticed the enormous hatred against Akufo-Addo.
Wow.
It was massive. And what was it? That his father is rich. His father is president, so he too wants to be president. From everywhere. Not the countryside, but the journalists, the influential. Everybody was against Akufo-Addo. That his father is rich. So I said, but look at this Akufo-Addo man. He has built an image away from his father. He doesn't even have to talk to you about his father. People know Akufo-Addo William. They don't know Edward, that is president. They don't know it because he has moved away from his father's world, come on the ground, and he has built his own capacity. Still, they won't recognize that. Then I'm friends with all kinds of politicians. 2008 campaign, they bastard. Meetings where they are planning what to go and say. Then I tell them that, people I know, I say, but this thing, I say, it's not true. They say, it's not true. By the time you people come and say it's not true, we are gone. And they ran this campaign in 2008 and bastardized with lies. They knew it was lies, cocaine, he does this. Everything they said about him in 2008 was not true.
He wasn't doing cocaine.
They said cocaine, and at some point they say he's not a lawyer.
Not marijuana too. You don't know.
Now they say he travels with cocaine, he sends cocaine abroad, he does cocaine business. All kinds of things they said up, and they knew it wasn't true. But they said it. I looked at it and said, hey. And then he lost the election. A large basis of he losing the election was this campaign. Then came 2012. But I believe that Akufo-Addo won 2008. You know why? Because of Yomo Mafia.
Okay.
You know what Yomo Mafia is? Okay. It is alleged to be a process where during the counting, you put Yomo in your hair.
Yes.
So when they spread the ballot papers on the table, you have Yomo on your hand. So when they are sorting it out, you identify Akufo-Addo votes and touch it.
Okay. And
the electoral commissioner will say this vote has been touched twice.
Yes.
I told Akufo-Addo in 2012 that I wanted to move an application to the Supreme Court that all the spoiled ballots should be brought to the Supreme Court. Let's open it one by one and see. So in 2008 election, total number of spoiled ballots, almost 300,000. The highest ever. Akufo-Addo was looking for 25,000.
And they were all spoiled by Yomo.
I believe so. I think if you pull those ballots and you watch it, you will see that it was the Yomo Mafia that did it. Then came 2012. 2012, we also happened in the Supreme Court. Yeah. So for my money, I believe Akufo-Addo won 2008 and won 2012.
Really?
And because it was taken away from him, that's why the victory of 16 was the biggest in the history of the Fourth Republic. Yes.
Is he doing
then
well?
He became president.
Yes.
He became president.
Yes.
One thing I admired about him when he was campaigning, when people would come and tell him in the morning, he's Legon, where he used to live those days, that then you get angry. That this attitude about Ghanaians that things are not possible. Why can't we do free SHS? Why can't we do it? Why not? The Europeans can do it, we cannot do it. He was talking like that every day. And I listened to him as a politician. I said, I support this guy. Then as soon as he won the election, those who had said he would never be president, who were embarrassed by his victory, now started. Oh, he has militia. And I took it upon myself that nobody will say something about Akufo that's untrue, and I'll let it pass. Okay. And since we have been doing this touchscreen, nobody has come to tell us that we have said anything that's not true.
I see.
They just say that you're a stomach journalist, which is okay. But tell me that the thing I said is not true. Tell me that the analysis I made is wrong. They don't say that. So I will not add that because we need to sanitize our politics. Let's not heap things on people. Let's assess them and say, you are incompetent, you are competent. Don't come and say he's doing cocaine when you know that is not true, but you believe Ghanaians will like it.
Has he recognized your efforts?
Oh, because I've been talking to him every day or usually we talk about, and I go to him, it's always an argument. What has happened? You know, the last time I saw him, we're talking about things in the news. So I believe he knows.
Does he call you sometimes to say, Paul, there's this thing they are saying about me. Can you do something about it?
No, he hasn't called. I go to him and say, Mr. President, this is what they said. I know this story. Is there anything else I need to know? Sometimes he's forgotten. He said, well, this one, talk to the information minister. I think he has something. And then if I need more information, I do that. But he hardly call and say that do something. I go to him and say, this is what is happening.
Did you lobby for your position at the airport?
Oh, yes, I did.
You did?
Yeah.
With Nana Akufo-Addo?
Yes, with him and with other people. Because I looked at, when COVID came, I did some PR work for the COVID process. And then I got very interested. And I saw that there's a lot that can happen at the airport. You see, people think the airport is an aviation job. It's not it's a marketing job. The Ghana Airport Company is a marketing company. It's not an aviation. Ghana Civil Aviation Authority is an aviation company.
Right.
Ghana Airport Company is a marketing company. That's why if you look at all those who have led it, Dorian Osufianku, who led it NDC time, is a marketing manager for Ghana Airways. Charles Asare, who was MD John Mahama time, is EcoBank MD, and he's a marketing person. So people were confused that you don't know anything about, are you a pilot and they put you at aviation? Yeah, so I lobbied for it. I told them I'm interested in the airport job. If there's an opportunity, I'm very interested.
Were you embarrassed at the Christmas tree saga, the scandal?
I can tell you that in some detail now.
Yeah.
So when I walked into the meeting, and I've been to Shraj, you know, I was quite upset with the Shraj guy, because when I went to Shraj, I told him, Mr. Shraj, I want to film this process. I want to film it. He said no. Because I have nothing to hide. I didn't want to finish and as the report came, somebody holds one part of the report, let us put it on video and show it. He said no. So I walked into a meeting. I said, what's happening here? They said, oh, we are discussing what we do with Christmas. The amount of money they told me they were going to spend. I said, no, you can't spend that amount of money. This is where the story is coming from. But again, with Ghana, the lie becomes truth and truth is buried. I said, you can't spend this amount of money on Christmas. You can't. They said, well, there's no. I said, no. Call the sponsors, those who work here, those who do billboard. Call them for a meeting. I want to sit in a meeting. Then I went into the meeting. I said, okay, you know, people do all these things. Can't you pay for the Christmas thing? They said, oh, we can pay some, but it's late. You are telling us very late. I said, yeah, so pay. That's the first time it was sponsored. And I'm guessing that people who benefit from this one way or the other were unhappy with the process. So quickly he went to media. Hey, he's going to buy Christmas trees. But what I wanted to do was that the company cannot spend money as a marketing company when you have given people billboard opportunity. So they brought a check. And I was lucky because I told them, pay the check directly to the vendors. So when I went to Shraj, the issue of procurement didn't arise because the money didn't come to GACL. It went straight across. But it's a cross I carry, so I don't mind.
Do you think the cost of the Christmas tree was so high?
No, it wasn't, because if you look at what Christmas trees cost around at the time, and how many we got, and the fact that we got somebody to sponsor it free. That's why I made the point that Christmas tree inspirations for 2020 is the cheapest since the history of the airport. And that's a fact. I made that point. Nobody wants to see it. But I made the point firmly that this year is the cheapest. It's cheaper than the year before. It's cheaper than the year before. Because we got somebody to pay for some of it.
Did you suffer some punishment?
I hadn't done anything wrong. The only thing I did wrong was media people talking. But we went to Shraj, and Shraj gave his verdict that I didn't do anything wrong.
So there was no punishment?
You were not haven't done anything wrong. So
attending meetings or,
but the report of Shraj exonerated me clearly, so there's nothing to do.
I see. I'm going to ask the very last one, and
yes,
I think
please.
that I'll be done. Thanks so much. I mean, for answering. Nana Akufo-Addo.
Yes.
Kwame Nkrumah.
Yes.
Who would you put your finger on?
Because they lived in different eras, and I have known Nana Akufo-Addo much better than I didn't meet Kwame Nkrumah. I just read his books.
Looking at their achievements.
Achievements?
Yes.
Well, I hear MPP talk something about the road construction has been doing
yes,
and
that's
all
that. But
Nkrumah was there longer. Nkrumah was there from 1951 to 1966.
Yes.
So it's really difficult to make a comparison. Nkrumah inherited a great economy, enough money. He has so much money he could give Guinea some. So again, you cannot then judge Nkrumah with the rest. But I think Nkrumah was a great African. I mean, I'll say that. In terms of the Fourth Republic, though, it might be too early to say, but Akufo-Addo will stand tall among the Fourth Republican presidents if we have to come and make a comparison.
All of them?
Among all of them, yes, because of the fundamental things he has been able to do. For instance, the story of one district, one factory. They accuse him that you came and said you were going to do one district, one factory. How many have you done? I interviewed Samuel Kudjeto Ablakwa in 2020, and he said, oh, your man, he's done only 8 factories. And I looked at this politician, You were in power, you did 0 factory. Somebody says, I'll do 100 and is able to do 8, and you are criticizing him. And that's what is happening in this campaign. They are criticizing Akufo-Addo that you said you will do 200 factories. How many have you done?
Shouldn't we?
No.
I mean, if you have given us your word that this is what you're going to do, and based on that, we voted into power, and then
Perfect.
you perform.
There's another thing I want to say. Anyone who cannot criticize Akufo-Addo between 2017 and 2020 should hold his peace. Because that is where Akufo-Addo needs to be judged. No, even in 2020's campaign, President Mahama didn't talk about economic situation. He couldn't because there was none. It was COVID. Akufo-Addo took over in 2017 to 2020. There was no crisis anywhere in the world. There was nothing. Let's judge him at that time. But if you come and judge him from 2021, 22, 23, which government in the world will pass 2021, 22, 23? Nobody will pass.
Well, there were a number of, Australia did so well with this
COVID will be
thing
isolated cases. The big names we know, everybody was struggling because Russia and Ukraine war came, this came. So judging Akufo-Addo in that situation might not be fair. Judge him 17 to 20. Let's see. What did he do wrong? Did he do the factories? Did he do the free SHS? Did Ghana move on? Did he stabilize the currency at that time? The answer would all be yes. And I've been saying that people don't like it.
Did he do the free SHS?
Yes, he did.
He did?
He's still doing it. As far as 2017, 2020, he did it. Except that he started slowly. Year 1, year 2, year 3.
So what kind of free SHS is this that students go to school for 1 day and they go and sit home for another 100 days? They go back in there, they come back in there. We are hearing promises of laptops and all that that are not happening. What kind of...
The laptop may happen, but that problem about students come home and go, whilst they are turning it around now, it is also part of Akufo-Addo's big appetite to take every Ghanaian along. That's what the problem. Because before then, every year, at least 150,000 people don't go. Now he said free. Now there are many examples of people who had stopped school and went back, and they were given a leeway to go back and continue. People were housemaids, people were drivers. They said, they say free SHS, so I got admission in St. Peter's. I couldn't pay, now I'm going. There are so many of those people. So it is the policy and the president's appetite that let's take every Ghanaian along.
Right.
And that's what brought that problem. And they are solving the problem. The amount of infrastructure that have been built in schools is significant. And we will come back over time to say that Akufo-Addo was right. For me, and I'm writing a book, I'll be launching this soon.
Oh, wow. Congratulations.
On the 66 stories that shaped Ghana's Fourth Republic.
Wow.
We're doing it very busily. Even tonight we'll be writing. Yes. So when I come, I'll be able to say that one of the things that delighted me most as a journalist, a political journalist, was to see the eventual victory of Akufo-Addo and to see his 2 term in office. That's what delighted me most. From my time as a reporter in 97, watching him in parliament and looking at his political career, the thing that delighted me the most was that the man that they said he can never be president won the biggest victory ever, because they were stealing his votes and then they say he cannot be president. Then they steal his votes, then they say he cannot be president. The day that they couldn't steal the votes, all Ghanaians saw the record.
I see.
And now they've started again, heaping against him. His government has failed. His government has failed. Akufo-Addo's, that's the propaganda. And I'm going to tear into it again. I'm waiting for the facts. This is Akufo-Addo's 8-year term. This is how many rows he met. This is how many rows he's going with. This is how many schools he met. This is how many hospitals he met. And when we do that analysis, I believe that everyone will
We'll
see.
be looking forward to that. But
Yes.
If Nana Akufo-Addo did so well, according to what you said, why is he so unpopular? He's falling out with so many different people, Yaho Tamaklo, Hobson Adoye, and, all those wonderful people. Do you think that they have been vindictive, or he's just performed?
It's just part of it. I mean, Bedema fell out with Nkrumah.
Yes.
Doesn't mean Joshua Nkomo fell out with Robert Mugabe.
Yes.
People falling out doesn't mean that the president didn't do well. I think right now there's hardship in Ghana. Everybody knows that. And naturally, Akufo-Addo will be made to bear the brunt of it.
Yeah.
But if you look at 2017 to 2020, when there was no hardship, it was clear that Akufo-Addo's leadership and the dynamism of his leadership had been great. I mean, there are a few things that Akufo-Addo did that I didn't expect. He had 120 ministers. I went to him and he was there. I said, Chief. He said, yeah, fella, how are we doing? I said, we are doing good. But 120 ministers, I said, yeah, we do. And then we had an interaction. He said that he's going to go on GTV and explain it. And he did. He went on GTV and he spoke about it. That's one thing that we spoke about. Now he's reduced the number of ministers. Akufo-Addo will finish his tenure in office. He's not a perfect man. No man is perfect. But at the end of the day, we will see that he has stood true to the politics, the same politics that he did in 75, the same politics that has carried him to today. I believe that.
Two more quick, questions. If Akufo-Addo was to stand for the next election, do you think he would win?
It will be. The third term is always difficult. And given the economic situation, I mean, if I ask you that if J.J. Rawlings had stood in 2000, would he have won? The answer would have been no. But if J.J. Rawlings had stood in 2008, he may have won. If I ask you that if John Kufuor ran elections in 2008, would he have won? The answer would be a big no. But if Kufuor stands elections today, he will win. Because it's always after the fact that we sit down and look at it. So that's my answer to that.
Do you think there was a relationship between Sewa Bruni and the president? Was there anything like that? By your
the lady
investigations
that they brought I saw the photographs.
Some photographs.
Yes, I saw her in a photograph in the company of the president. So I'm sure that they knew each other. I think I saw in a photograph with the president there. The chief of staff was there. Minister for Agric was there. I saw that photograph.
Did you ask him if there was any?
No, I didn't. I rather asked the people around him. And they said that the matter is being resolved. So
being resolved.
Yes.
Okay.
At that time, I called and said, "Hey, what is happening?" They said, "Oh, it's been resolved."
What's your most disappointing episode about Nana Akufo-Addo? Episode in the sense of what has Nana Akufo-Addo done that you would say this was the most disappointing for you?
Disappointing?
That's the last one.
I mean, that the Black Stars were not able to do well in the World Cup, I think was very... I saw him, I think he was in England, after we beat South Korea. And he was in very high spirit that day. I saw he was in London. I went to him and said, so we are going there. We could win the next game, we qualify. He was very excited. And after the next game, I couldn't look for him anymore. I think that was very, very disappointing. In terms of policy, I have to study it. And I think there's a few more things coming. The biggest disappointment, though, is that his amendment to the constitution that he proposed, that we should elect our mayors on partisan lines, that because of partisanship, it was defeated. That one is very painful.
Very painful.
Yeah.
I'm asking about what he did, and you think this was the most disappointing.
I have to look for some of it.
Everything was correct?
No, I can't say everything was correct. I mean, I saw him in the interaction with when he was asking some chief to stand up.
Yes.
That one. I ran there. I said, hey, what is happening to the chief? They said that guy does that all the time.
Yes.
He doesn't want to stand up for that. I said, really? But how did he I think I asked the regional minister. Because it was him that he was talking to. I said, you speak a bit of Ghana?
No, not at all.
Oh, sorry. I spoke in Ghana. I said, that is to say, how did the old man know that the guy hasn't stood up? And he said, the old man is watching everything every day. So he saw it. Eventually, when the guy came to apologize and said he was unwell, it made me more, But if the guy had come to say another story, I would have thought that maybe the president shouldn't have. But when the guy came and said he's sorry about it, he was unwell.
Do you condone corruption sometimes? Looking at Kwesi Nyantakyi's issue, we saw him on tape talking about how he was so influential. He had the president in his pocket and so on and so forth, and how he was boasting and all that. And Narcissus Lens caught this man. But I heard you and I felt so disappointed that you seem to be condoning corruption and wrongdoing when you said that, well, you look at what Anas has done. Now our football has gone down, and all that.
That's a good question. Now, as soon as the story comes, I am true to my profession. I went to Kwesi Nyantakyi straight. Chief, what is the story? Then I went to Kisi Ajabin, who is an assist lawyer. Samida Akotobi, what is the story from your angle? They gave me the angles. I looked at it. Kwesi Nyantakyi told me that, and I knew the guy. I had met the guy at Alisa Hotel, the RFA president in Northern Region.
Right.
He said, the guy you came to meet with me, yes. Because Kwesi was my personal friend, so I used to go and see him at Lisa Hotel. He likes to watch his Champions League games there, so I'll go and sit with him. He says, the guy, you know him. The guy, it was him who came to tell me that they found some businessman in Abu Dhabi who wants to sponsor the local league. And I used to bombard Kwesi, whatever you achieve, if the local league doesn't work, it's not going anywhere. Not just me. We meet and Lisa, Sickins, all the football people, they'll come and be kicking him, go and do the local league and stop this, your Black Stars. And Kwesi is a normal person like that. So he said, so because all of you have been shouting on me every day, I said, is this sure you can sponsor local league? Oh, then I'll go and see him. He went the first time, they said the guy is not ready. He went the second time, they said the guy is not ready. The third time, he went with Liberian President George Opongwe, who was his friend. He was running campaign and said, oh, there's some rich man in Abu Dhabi who can sponsor local league. You're a footballer. Let's go and see whether he can support your campaign small. He went with George Weah. The guy was not available. Then one day he went, the guy was available. Then he asked the guy, in the beginning of the conversation, oh, we are sorry. You have come so many times, you didn't see us. How much did you spend on your transport? He said the plane fare. So I bought plane for Jojo Ponria for myself and all that. All that together is a certain amount of money. He mentioned it. Then the guy gave him the money that this is your transport. That's it. Anas knows this. And this is the video Anas captured with Kwesi taking the money and putting it in a rubber bag. He was told it's transport. For the plane fare the money you have spent. And that didn't come in Anas's video. Mm-hmm. He edits that out. Mm. Then he shows that Kwesi Nyantakyi is collecting bribe money.
Yes.
Now, if you are going to sponsor a league for $100-something million, is $40,000 the bribe money that GFA president will collect if it's bribe money? So when Kwesi told me, I got offended. I said, what kind of thing is this? When a Ghanaian is moving, then we have to push him down. So I asked Kwesi that genuinely, who do you think was behind it? He said, it's the FA people. You know, because they knew I was going to win the election again. And Kwesi had been there for long, and he was still winning. They knew I was going to win the election again. They didn't want me. They didn't want blue. And so they did this investigation, and he named the people that he suspected were behind it.
But I watched the video too, and I didn't hear Anas say in the video that it was bribe money. We all heard him say, oh, this is a gift. This is it. But what Kwesi Nyantakyi said, I have the president in my pocket.
He didn't quite say that.
You know, well, recently he said he didn't say that.
He didn't say that. But I watched the video at the conference center. He didn't say that. He said that they have to pay people. So after they discussed the football, then the man said he's interested in business, whether Kwesi can help him. He said, me, I can, but not much. The people I know, then he mentioned the names.
Pay them bribes so they can shut up like Ken.
Well, he said the people I know, one of them is Kennedy Japan.
Yeah, pay him.
He's
he
very
talks
loud.
So much. He's loud.
So you have to see him.
That's right.
Then you have to see this other person. Then you have to see this other person. If you want to do business, these are people you have to see.
And who control the whole Ghana. And there was money laundering.
Let me explain to you why saying that it's bribe may be far-fetched. In America, they have organizations that are lobbying organizations. We don't have that here. So they form lobbying organizations. So you're going to do business in America, they'll tell you, which lobby group are you choosing? Are you choosing Ronald Reagan Association? Are you choosing that? They are a lobby group. You pay them money for them to work out how your bill will go through the system. The money is used for experts to look at the bill properly as you are drafting it, to look at it, some lawyers, all of that. But you pay them also their fees. And all of that is put together. In Ghana, we don't have that. Professor Michael Quay, the former speaker, and I discussed this extensively. It was on the back of that we passed the private members bill. Okwe moved the private members bill so that we can create lobbying organizations. So we can now go and lobby that they have to pass a bill that if you don't take your baller in 2 days, this will happen. So because we don't have that, when it comes to do business in Ghana, you have to deal with individuals who are influential. I think that's what Kwesi was addressing. To suggest that is some big corruption.
Well, lobbying is very different from paying him to shut up.
Well,
you see, lobbying
is just a matter of words. Kennedy Japan is influential, so make sure that you are in his good offices. Make sure you are in his good quarters.
Yes.
When people are nominated for parliamentary ministerial positions, some of them go to Kennedy Japan's house.
For real.
That chief, I'm coming to parliament, I beg you. You have to manage. Is that, I don't know if that's corruption, I don't know. But to think that is some high crime for which reason somebody should be hanged, I'm not too sure about that.
Well, I think otherwise. Finally, this is the final.
Final.
Paul, do you have a diplomatic passport?
Oh, no, certainly not.
Okay, that's all. I'm done.
They said I have a diplomatic passport?
No, nobody said it. I'm just asking.
Okay. All right, let's hear the text messages and then we wrap up. What are people saying?
What?
Okay. I think people are enjoying the show. Derek says, I can listen to Paul all day and night, the most brilliant journalist to have ever appeared on TV. Wow. Listen to his arguments, analyze his reasons. Any objective fellow will be convinced. Top guy by any measure. Now, Bennett Dancer says, thumbs up, Paul. I believe Black Rasta is beginning to have a change of attitude towards President Akufo-Addo. Ken also says, what an educative program, knowledge, talking and listening, watching from UK. And lastly, coming from Kwabna, he says, great interview of all times, Black Rasta and Paul Adomachi, history lessons, watching you live from UK. Now, from our sponsors, Blue Jeans Energy Drink. Blue Jeans Energy Drink has been on the Ghanaian market for over 20 years. We already know what it is and what it does for the body. It contains vitamins and nutrients like vitamin B2, B3, B6, B12, as well as taurine and guarana, which are known to boost your strength and energy as well as promote high performance and endurance. Blue Jeans Energy Drink has been tested and tried, and it is indeed the best. Blue Jeans Energy Drink is for bold and active men and women, so go on, grab a cold can and power your day. It's in shops nationwide for for bulk purchases, contact 0208 128 190 or 055 001 000. What do you have for us?
Okay, so we have Kwame Nkrumah saying, "For you are an amazing journalist. You are a gem." We have Philip saying, "Fantastic show tonight." We have Louis Ayesu saying, "This is a night to be proud of." Viewers of Good Evening Ghana official. Our host is the best in the whole of Ghana. We have Kwame Dentu saying, "This answer Paul gave about lobbying for the job has made me respect him even more." And then lastly from Scott Issel, he's saying, "Because he knew more about what he's talking about, are you not surprised he has allowed himself for a fellow journalist to interview him on his show? This is confident." Okay, Ella.
All right. Just like Fatih said, there's a lot of commotion about the interview because everybody seems to be very interested. So this is from Scott. He says, "I now understand why most journalists hate you. Look at a brilliant and educative submission. Wow, Paul, you are really a gift of nature." Right? This one is also from Michael Finn. He says, "This particular aspect of your program has made my day. Thumbs up to everyone." This one is from Afifa. He says, "Paul Adom Ocho is too learned. He can answer any question, too smart and too intelligent." Now, the rest of them are a series of compliments for both Mr. Rasta and for himself. These are greatest interview ever, both from the host and the interviewer. This one says, "This is so refreshing." Another one from Yawa says, "Excellent answers." And this one is from Howard. He says, "Great show as usual." Now, from our sponsors. Enjoy the fruits of your labor, they say, but as humans, aging and physical infinity stands in our way of enjoying our mansions and homes. It often becomes challenging, if not impossible, to use our stairways day in and out. Worry no more, because portable American numeric vacuum elevators, your elevators are a sure way to enjoy unlimited access to your mansions and homes. There's a simple-to-use self-supported elevator for vertical movements of humans and goods at homes and offices. The original comes in 3 custom-made models with wheelchair accessibility to choose from. You may call it luxury, but it is a necessary imperative for vertical mobility. Do not let aging limit you. Get one for your easy vertical mobility at home or office. It is affordable and can be installed within 3 days with modification to your building. Visit Lifts and Elevators Ghana at Sakumono for your solutions and free consultations. Or call us now on 0200 535 515. 0200 535 515. Paul, back to you.
All right, Black Rasta. So we finished first leg. I have to come over.
Yes, in fact, I'm looking forward to having you on 3FM. Yes,
why not?
Thank you so much.
Let's put it sometime in June, maybe after June 4th.
Wow, that would be nice.
I'll come.
Thank you so much.
With it. So please, when you go to vote in December, vote for Muhammadu Bawumia. Thank you, Black Rasta, for coming. Thank you so much. Thank you, viewers. It's been a great show. That was Black Rasta. I'll be visiting him, so look out for that. When you see the flyer, tune in that day. 3FM, I'll be there. And then, you know the way he bounces on his chair? Yeah. That day, I'll sit on the chair, I'll bounce. Viewers, thank you so much for watching. It's always a pleasure. Thanks for watching. Good night.